For 45 years, heartbreak has plagued Falmouth. Since 1980, the Cape Cod crown has stayed just out of reach. And last season, the Commodores took a step backward.
2024 season comes to an end on a rainy night at Spillane Field as the Gatemen close it out and defeat the Commodores.
But this summer, everything changes. A new era begins at Fuller Field with a new voice in the dugout. 2013 World Series champion Jared Saltalamacchia is here to lead the charge.
Swinging the line, right base hit into left field. That's the ball game. The Red Sox have rallied to win game 2. They've won it. The Sox have won it 6-5. Jared Saltalamacchia with a walk-off base hit.
New leadership, new hunger, and one mission: bring Cape Cod glory back to Falmouth. So wherever you are, sit down and get ready. The doors are on the air. This is Falmouth Commodores baseball, and it starts right now.
We only got a few more of these left. The penultimate road game of the year for Falmouth brings us to Doran Park. And we're opening the door here. Ben Haller alongside Andrew Della Piana and Ryan Martin for the fifth and final matchup between the Commodores and Braves. I'll start with you, Andrew. We'd be talking about this game a little differently if it weren't for the 8th inning in last night's win for Falmouth.
I'd say so. The comeback Commodores made their presence known last night. Down 3-0 for majority of that game. Come back, put a 4 spot up in the bottom of the 8th. Gavin Greger, the hero last night, arrived 11 a.m. yesterday. Didn't think he'd have a chance to give his team a victory last night in that 8th inning. But I was really impressed with the discipline of this team in that frame where Josh Swing, the reliever for Chatham, throws 3 consecutive walks to start off that inning. Commodores play the small ball game, end up winning that one.
Yeah, Falmouth going to need that discipline moving forward, not get too ahead of themselves with 3 games left to play. You're looking at the Falmouth, you're also looking at the Kettleers and the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, Catuit's that team to watch right now in the West Division. Hyannis not too far in front of them right now. As the playoff picture goes right now, you got 3 teams with 41 points in the East Division. In the West, though, it's Falmouth just 2 points out of that West Division spot where Catuit now sits at the 4th spot, which means in Game 38, guys, we have a lot of different scenarios. Take a look at what it could look like when you look at Hyannis's, Catuit, and Falmouth's game. 3 things I really pull away from this. Falmouth cannot be eliminated tonight. Hyannis has 2 playoff clinching scenarios, and Catuit can't clinch tonight.
Speaking of that Harbor Hawks game last night, they played against these Bourne Braves in a big result that did not really help Falmouth.
You would have loved the Braves to come with a victory in that one against the Harbor Hawks, where Bourne was in front for majority of that game, but you get to the bottom of the 9th inning, Bourne is tied 3-3. They get a runner in a pickle between 3rd and home. He gets out, and then Hyannis walks it off on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 9th. So a frustrating result, as definitely we were scoreboard watching that game, but it really feels like the Commodores have some extra anger against the Braves entering this one tonight.
So the Commodores coming off a late inning win, the Braves coming off a late inning loss. First pitch coming up at 7 p.m. Pushed back due to some rain earlier today, but it's Andrew Della Piana and Ryan Martin on the call here on Opening the Door.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
We keep going here on Opening the Door. Ben Haller alongside one of yesterday's pitchers in the win and new Falmouth pitcher, Luke Laviger. Luke, appreciate you taking the time. 2 innings scoreless in your first appearance for the Doors. What was working for you yesterday?
Just kind of letting my stuff eat in the zone. Fastball was working well. Got some rollovers on the sinker and some swing throughs, some sliders. Just kind of trusting the fielders behind me. They're all good. I got to understand that, so just let it play like that.
Pretty interesting story, too. So you played for the Ocean State Waves in the CCBL for the majority of this summer. Their season ended earlier this week. You got to Falmouth yesterday morning before a game where Falmouth absolutely had to win, and you ended up pitching the day you got here and gave 2 big innings. What was that whole sequence like?
It was definitely interesting. There was questions on if I was going to be able to be activated or not. Right before the game, I got the news I was. And then I think around the 5th inning, they called down and just had to get up and get going just like any other game. Keep stuff simple and same game, so just had to understand that too.
The point where you got called in for the Commodores was 4 games left in the year. Before yesterday, 3 games.
Yep.
Now, what's it like joining a team in such a late playoff push that is just a game out of the playoffs right now, and a team you haven't really been with all year?
I mean, we're all here for the same reasons. It's all the same game. So once you get here, you just meet the guys. I mean, everybody's all nice dudes. I mean, the task doesn't really change no matter what. Got to throw strikes and just try to win, try and help the guys win. So that's what I'm here for, and I was happy I was able to help a little bit. So.
Yeah, well, the last few seasons in school ball you spent at Maine. You're coming a little bit closer to home to play for Rhode Island this upcoming fall and spring. This is a Falmouth roster that's got a ton of Rhode Island Rams already on it. How cool is it to play a little bit early with some of the guys that are going to be your new teammates?
Yeah, I'm pumped. They're real nice dudes. I've heard a lot about them. I've followed them a little bit last year. Just being from Rhode Island, I saw the stuff that they were doing. It was pretty cool, winning championship and all that. I mean, we got Sabbath, who's been doing really well all summer. It's just nice to meet them finally, put a name or a face to a name. Yeah, I'm pumped to continue it along throughout the season. So, yeah.
Look, appreciate it.
Of course.
Keep going on Opening the Door. First pitch coming at 7 p.m. between the Braves and Doors.
Regular season winding down with the playoff race heating up in Game 38 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season between the Falmouth Commodores and the Bourne Braves. A warm welcome into Doran Park for the 5th and final meeting between these 2 rivals from the West Division. Alongside my partner Ryan Martin, I'm Andrew Della Piana. And of course, Ryan, we have to start at the forefront with those standings. 3 games to go. Commodores a game out of a playoff spot. We'll be scoreboard watching the rest of the night, but a lot of different scenarios can come down to it tonight.
Andrew, we've been talking about it throughout this 2-game winning streak, and don't be fooled at all. This is a winning streak for the Falmouth Commodores, who are excited to be back in the win column following 6 straight losses, but that's exactly right. The Commodores, part of this crazy bottom of the West Division right now, that you look at the standings, it's Hyannis in 3rd place with 34 points, Katuitt just behind them in 4th with 33 points. That means Falmouth's in 5th place, chasing with 31 points. Be a quick one here, and a lot of different things can happen, including 2 points for Falmouth with a win over Bourne tonight.
Baseball on the other side, but first, our national anthem. So let's send things to a quick break from Doran Park and get you set for Commodores and Braves after this.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
I'm Mike Anu, outfielder from Marshall University, and you're listening to Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
We are back here at Doran Park. National anthem has been sung. Starting lineups have been read, and we will get you the starting lineups tonight for Falmouth and Bourne. Here's the lineup that Jared Saltalamakia rolls out for the Commodores. In a leadoff spot, it is Mike Anu. He'll play center field. In the DH spot, batting second, Caden Brumbaugh makes that jump up to that number 2 spot in the order. Batting third, the first baseman, Kent Schmidt. In the cleanup spot, the hero from last night out in left field, and Gavin Greger. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Adrian Lopez. In the sixth spot is the catcher, Mason Eckelman. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Reese Maroney. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Justin Osterhaus. And rounding out the order, batting ninth, is the right fielder, Antonio Morales. In a lineup that goes against Reese Boney, who makes his Cape League debut tonight, Ryan. We've kind of talked about these guys making that jump from other summer leagues out to Cape Cod. Boney is now one of those guys.
Yeah, you're right, Andrew. And for Bowie, coming over from the Ocean State Waves of the New England Collegiate Baseball League, that means that today's cleanup hitter, Gavin Greger, who you mentioned was the hero last night in the 4-3 win over the Commodores, was teammates with him as earlier this week there in Ocean State. That was a Waves team that was bottom of the NECBL in terms of standing-wise. So once the NECBL season's over, both those guys go to their respective Cape League teams. So for Bowie, a left-hander, rising sophomore out of Wake Forest, I think he's excited to show that that stuff can translate from the New England Collegiate Baseball League to the premier summer collegiate baseball league here on Cape Cod.
His numbers were phenomenal earlier this summer with the Waves, a 1.50 ERA in 5 starts. Those numbers a little bit better than they were in his freshman season at Wake Forest. That competition maybe a little bit worse down there in the NECBL, but as you said, now really the time to pick things up and prove you are one of the better guys going into the ACC next season.
Yeah, Bowie was someone who was used heavily for Tom Walter. Just as a freshman, Bowie made 15 appearances. That was the most by any Demon Deacon arm this past spring. So you get 15 games out of him. He just had 15 innings, though, so he was a very short usage guy there for the Demon Deacons. Then goes and plays 8 games with Ocean State. Makes 5 starts, though, with a 1.5 ERA. That's impressive stuff that he'll look to continue on Cape Cod.
Very similar to a lot of these guys in their starting roles, where they only go about 3 or 4 innings. We'll see what is the case tonight. The defense behind Boney is as follows. Left to right in the outfield is Cal Sepsic, John LaGrande, and Gavin Kelly. Left to right in the infield, Braden Holcomb, Riker Waite, Ryan Cooney, Kay Lewis, with the former Commodore Mark Quattrani doing the catching tonight for the Southpaw. It is a cool night here at Doran Park, just about 70 degrees, wind blowing out towards center field about 10 to 15 miles per hour. There was rain earlier in this day, also from last night, that, Ryan, there was question marks about if this game was going to be played here at Doran. You get that push start time back just a little bit, but we are ready for baseball between these two squads.
One of the biggest things, Andrew, is Doran Park is unfortunately been known to be the field that drains the worst on Cape Cod. So you think about the only rain cancels game of the season. It was here when Bourne hosted Harwich on July 9th. That game had to be moved back, not because there was rain on July 9th, but because there was rain on July 8th. Overnight, Bourne was not able to get the rain off the field, so cleaning that up. But it rained throughout last night, and now it seems to be dry enough for this game between the Commodores and Bravos.
Great credit to the Bourne grounds crew as well for getting this game ready. As Mike Anu about to dig in from the right side. Your umpires in this one, Mike Hinojosa calls the balls and strikes. Jeffrey Kinney down the first base line. Joe Gravina is over at third. Mike Anu waiting for the single from Hinojosa to step into the box, and he does so. Boney comes set the belt. He's exclusively from the stretch. His first pitch is a fastball outside, and we are underway at 7:03 p.m. tonight, 3 minutes past scheduled start time.
Maybe an hour and 3 minutes too when you factor this
count
typically
that
a
as
6
well.
p.m.
Correct.
start. Got moved back to 7 p.m. because of the rain, about 1 p.m. today.
1-0 inside to Mike Anu. Average just shy of 300. He's now been moved into the lineup, I should say, in the leadoff spot in this lineup in the last couple of games. And when you hit 330 a little bit earlier this season, that can translate 2-0. Is low below the knees. 3 balls, no strikes to Mike Anu.
When we spoke with New Andrew, one of the most interesting things I took away was he said it was a different approach when he's leading off. He wants to see more pitches, be more patient at the plate. That's what we're seeing here in a quick 3-0 count.
Here is that 3-0. It's a fastball for a called strike.
You think back to the first time that New was in the leadoff spot after being in the cleanup spot for about 3 weeks. He had that 7-pitch walk in the first at-bat he saw against Hyannis. Said he's almost never done that.
He's got a hitter's count here, 3-1. Another fastball low, it's ball 4, and New is on 5 pitches to begin this ball game.
Now batting from Nebraska.
We mentioned those numbers for Boney a little bit earlier, but the strikeouts, they were up. They were down this summer, but still continue to be a problem in that freshman season. That ratio was a little bit higher on the walk side. Here's Caden Brumbaugh from the right side with a runner on first. Boney fastball can reach up to about 95 miles per hour from the lefty. First pitch to the righty is foul, tip back to the... For Caden Brumbaugh, one of the recent additions to this Commodores lineup. He has been impressive so far in his first 6 games. A .313 hitter, including a 2-for-2 effort in his debut, went 1-for-3 with 3 RBIs in that mercy rule back in his last start on Wednesday against the Harbor Hawks. Throw over to first, New with just an easy step to his left. Good amount of speed over there at first base. 14 stolen bases this summer, that's 7th on Cape Cod. Boney comes set at the belt. Is 0-1. It's a breaking ball up and away, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And you mentioned the stolen base numbers for New. That's been a point of success not only for New, but for Falmouth overall, whose 79 stolen bases lead the Cape Cod League and 7 more than second most Brewster. They've also really utilized the stolen bases during these 2 past wins.
And they've really all season long as well. 1-1, up and away. Same spot as that breaking ball. 2 balls, 1 strike to Caden Brumbaugh. Taking his talents to Oklahoma in the fall, transferring out of Nebraska. Spent his freshman season at Oklahoma State as well. He has been all over the Midwest. 2-1. Fastball skied off the end of the bat, foul into the netting behind us. Mike Anu, the runner on first after the leadoff walk. Scoreless in the top of the first with nobody out. Brumbaugh DHing today, first time we've seen him in that spot. He's been in the field in his first 6 games. Throw it to first. New needs to dive this time, and nearly an errant throw, but Lewis has to jump over New to even make the catch. And the sunglasses on his hat nearly came off as well. He'll just laugh that one off and reestablish himself back on first base.
So will the Bourne dugout. Some good chirps over there.
It's a nice athletic player over there. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Blows the fastball right by him for out number 1.
First baseman number 10, Kent Schmidt.
As he went up and out in the zone for the strikeout.
And you mentioned the fastball from Bowie. Uses it out and away on Brumbaugh, who hasn't had terrible strikeout numbers so far through 7 games played, but makes that jump up to the 2nd spot in the lineup, and Brumbaugh becomes the first Cape League victim for the strikeout of Reese Bowie.
Puts a lefty-on-lefty matchup with Kent Schmidt with that first out in the top of the first. Pitch. Fastball right down the heart of the plate for a called strike. Kent Schmidt has been phenomenal in this recent stretch to get this team back into a playoff contention. A 4-for-5 effort on Tuesday in the loss to YD. Also a base hit on Wednesday and last night as well. Throw over to first, not in time. New has been picked on a couple of times by Boney early on in this ball game. Back to the task at hand with Kent Schmidt. Breaks just too far inside for ball 1.
That patience from Schmidt is what we've become known for the West Division All-Star game starting first baseman. He's got 14 walks, just 13 strikeouts. That strikeout percentage has been atop the league in a good way for Schmidt this season.
He strikeouts less than 9% of the time. That is 4th lowest on Cape Cod. 1-1. Fastball swing and a miss. He was late on it. Comes in at 93 from Boney.
And I think you compare that to his 2 most recent games where he has 3 strikeouts across his last 2 games. Again, 3 of just the 13 he has through 32 games played. Maybe trying a little bit too much at the plate compared to Schmidt's standards.
Bowie from the third base side. It's 1-2. Fastball spoiled away by Schmidt. He was late on that one, just got a piece of it back to the screen. This is when, with 2 strikes, Ryan, Kent Schmidt is at his best. Does everything he can to stay alive in it, does everything he can to stay alive in a bat, steam more pitches, and then eventually, usually, gets on base. That 282 average. Another 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball blocked in the dirt by Quattrani. Goes down. Just getting going here from Doran Park. No score going here from Doran Park. No score in the top of the. Mike Anu, the runner on first with 1 out. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat coming up to Kent Schmidt with his lefty on lefty. 2-2. Fastball called strike 3. He paints the outer third of the zone. A rare strikeout for Kent Schmidt. That is just his 14th of the summer, and that's out number 2 of this inning.
Again, there's a heater for Bo. He uses the fastball as a put-away pitch, reaches 95 miles an hour on the lower third of the zone.
And that is just perfect placement, right at the knees, away from the hitter. Really impossible for any lefty to kind of touch.
Leading 8 homers, he's 2nd on the team and 7th in the league with those stolen base count.
Here is the first offering. And it's skied into shallow left field, backing up is Holcomb, the shortstop, and he makes the catch in the outfield grass for out number 3. So after the leadoff walk by Mike Anu, no further damage done on the base pass. They go 1, 2, 3 afterwards with no runs, no hits, no errors with the 1 left on base. Just getting going here from Doran Park. First up for the Braves coming up in a scoreless ball game into the bottom of the first.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: 99 Restaurants, Badger Sports, the Baldwin Group, Bluebird Dennisport, Bridgewater State University, Cape Destinations. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for 50 years of support.
Authentic Cape Cod dining is right down the road at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's Clam Shack features oceanfront views with all of the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you could ask for. Stop by Jim's Clam Shack to
throw out a first one on
in the 3rd innings, gives him 3 hits, 2 earned runs. You mentioned the balls, so that does equal 3 walks to 1 strikeout. He's a guy who has Cape League experience, pitching in 6 games, 5 in relief for the YD Red Sox a summer ago. So I think now we can just start to see if you can get a bigger sample size out of Torrin O'Haring. You can get an impression on him before this Cape League season's open.
And the defense behind him tonight is Gregor out in left, New in center, Morales in right, Osterhaus at 3rd, Lopez at short, Maroney at 2nd, Kent Schmidt at 1st. Mason Eckelman does the catching for him tonight. The lineup he faces Gavin Kelly to lead things off from the right side. He is out in right field tonight for Bourne.
Number 7, Gavin Kelly.
Game number 28 for the Pittsburgh native. An RBI last night in the loss. First summer here on Cape Cod after a phenomenal freshman season with the Mountaineers, part of the Big 12 all-freshman team. Thing, too, that was most impressive about him this past season, too, Ryan, was that versatility. He was a catcher, second baseman, outfielder. He's out in right field tonight, can just do about everything.
I think that's a big point of emphasis with these guys coming to Cape Cod, learning positional versatility for their schools.
0-1. The fastball right down the heart of the plate that pops out the glove of Eckelman. Still a called strike, nevertheless.
We've told the story of that with a few Commodores this season. I think Carl Schmidt comes to mind, the West Division All-Star Game participant. Guy who played so much of the outfield for Cal this past season, could see himself in the infield. That's where he's been playing for Falmouth this season.
0-2 pitch to Kelly. Here it is. It's a breaking ball that's popped up out of play, first base side.
Speaking of Schmidt, yesterday he hit a light directly on a foul ball. That one looked almost destined for Gavin Kelly going out on the right side. It's hard to do, too.
There's about 15 panels on the one at Gov Fuller Field. Knocked out the bottom right one pretty far down the first base line. You heard an audible gasp from Gov Fuller Field. 0-2 pops out the glove of Eckelman. It was low either way.
That's where the Commodores faithful usually sits for home games as well. All of a sudden you look up and it's raining glass. To our knowledge, no one's hurt though, thankfully.
Yeah. Gavin Kelly in this righty on righty to begin things in the bottom of the first. O'Haring peeks over the black glove. His 1-2. Fastball way up and in. That came in at 93. He was more so a reliever this spring at Stanford. 22 appearances, all out of the bullpen. And that start he made on Saturday, that was his first since his freshman year with the Cardinal. And was solid. 2-2. Fastball, laced the other way, foul.
Again, I think when you think about starting pitching, Andrew, now into the month of August on the Cape Cod Baseball League, you're not going to have many true starters. So you mentioned O'Haron, not a true starter in the ACC with Stanford. So you'll take an appearance that you just saw out of him. Again, going 2 1/3 innings, just gives up 2 earned runs.
For those 3 walks, the biggest thing, all 3 of those walks, they came in to score. They were the 3 Gateman runs in that one. His 2-2 pitch. Fastball roped up the middle to Lopez, who fields on the forehand in the hole. Vacuums it up, fires it over. Not in time. Gavin Kelly beats it out with an infield single. That ball almost got into the outfield with Lopez. But he kind of waited to the last point to pick it up, and some good speed by Kelly down the line to reach safely in the bottom of the first.
That was a good stop by Lopez at shortstop to at least give him a chance. The USC Trojans had a much better glove than we've seen in play last week. Throws over to Schmidt at first base. Unsure if Schmidt's heel came off the bag or if Kelly just beat up the throw with some good speed.
Both teams get the leadoff man on in this ball game. Yes, here's Cade Lewis from the left side. Pitch. Fastball way outside. Eckelman has to jump out of his crouch to make a stop on it. Lewis, the all-star this summer for Bourne, rising junior at Wake Forest after transferring out of Butler after one season. Doran turns and throws back to first. No dive needed for Gavin Kelly.
It's been a fun summer for Cade Lewis. Participated in the Fenway Day Combine at the beginning of June, then goes to Citi Field for the exhibition game against the Major League Baseball Draft League. You mentioned he was an all-star as well.
There's a lot of special events to put your name in. No doubt 1-0 is low. Gets you a chance to get a lot of different eyes on you and a lot of different events that Cape Cod Baseball League puts on.
Right.
2-0 count to Lewis. Pitch is a ball just outside. To Lewis. Pitch is a ball just outside, missing the outer half of the plate. 3 balls, no strikes.
Now that is from Vanderbilt, third baseman number 34, Braden Holcomb.
We had mentioned that was the problem for O'Haron against Wareham in his last and only other appearance on Cape Cod, allowing the 3 walks and 2 1/3 innings pitched. Not what you wanted to see when he's facing the all-star Cade Lewis there, delivering a 4-pitch walk.
Puts runners at first and second. Nobody gone bottom 1. A scoreless ball game between the Braves and the Commodores. First pitch to Braden Holcomb. He ropes it into right field. That one's down for a base hit. Picked up by Morales on a couple of hops. Lewis up to third base, and the bases are loaded for the Braves. Still with nobody out.
Now batting from Vanderbilt, shortstop number 3, Riker Wade.
Now not only the bases are loaded, but as you said, Andrew, it's Bourne who does it through the first 3 batters that come up to the plate. A single for Gavin Kelly, a 4-pitch walk to Cade Lewis, and now another single to Braden Holcomb puts them all on base for another all-star in Riker Wade. Aaron facing some early pressure in just the first inning.
Bases filled with Braves. As here is Riker Wade. He bats from the left side. Pitch. Breaking ball, missing outside. Riker Wade, another one of those all-stars, as you mentioned. The rising sophomore from Vanderbilt has had a tremendous summer. Gets on base over 40% of the time. That's 4th on Cape Cod. Also a good hitter for average as well at .292. 1-0. Breaking ball. Outside. That was a really close one on the outer half of the plate. 2 balls, no strikes to Riker Wade, who has 14 RBIs with runners in scoring position this summer. 2-0. Curveball low and away for ball 3. And now a real dangerous territory for Torin O'Haron. And Mason Eckelman is out for a quick word.
Yeah, I like the move to the pitcher's mound by the backstop Mason Eckelman. has had control issues again. 15 pitches, just 6 for strikes early into this appearance.
He has walked in a run. Single knew this offensive train. First pitch, a breaking ball and a swing and a miss. Deep breath from O'Haron. 0-1. Another breaking ball is slashed into right field, down in the right center gap. No! It's a diving effort by Morales to make the catch. Runner tags from third. He will score, but a tremendous effort by Morales. He goes full Superman out right center field, but a run still comes in to score on a hard hit ball by Cal Sefcik. It is 2-0 Commodores in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Andrew, I was right there with you on that one. I thought that could have been a bases clearing double at least for Cal Sefcik. If it got into the gap in right center field, the right fielder Morales comes in on it. A guy who hasn't played any outfield until this summer. He's looked natural at that position. Has his first put out on his first opportunity in a big moment.
Full extension. Run still comes in to score. 2-0 Braves. Mexico hits from the left side. Pitch. Fastball up and away. There's one gone in the bottom of the first. 2-0 Braves with a runner at first and second. For Mexico, who's making his first start on Cape Cod. He was a pinch runner last night in the 4-3 loss. Rising senior from Louisiana Tech. 1-0. Breaking ball, he takes it for a called strike. Mexico played in 52 games this spring with the Bulldogs. A .315 average, 12 home runs, nearly 1,000 OPS. Very much improved from his first 2 seasons at Fordham. 1-1 from the righty. Fastball, called strike on the outer third. That's the spot O'Haron has been looking for in this ball game, but just really has not gotten to it just yet.
I think it's all about the release point for O'Haron. He's released that outside fastball a little bit too early, so it runs outside, especially on lefty hitters.
1-2. Fastball spoiled back by Mexico. Infield at double play depth for Falmouth with Lopez and Maroney shifted a little bit towards second base. Holcomb stands at second. Waite is the runner on first. I should say Sefcik is the runner on first. O'Haron looks back at second, kicks and deals. Liner up the middle to the second baseman Maroney, who flips on a short for one. The turn by Lopez is in time for the double play. 4-6-3 to end things in the bottom of the first. But the Braves get 2 across to get things going. It is 2 runs on just 2 hits. No errors with the 1 left on base. Bourne strikes early in this one. Takes a 2-0 lead into the top of the second. Just getting going here from Doran Park.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support. Cape Space, Cape Cod 5, Cisco Brewers, Cape Cod Healthcare, Hampton Inn, Franklin Sports, Highline Cruises, Jersey Mike's, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Whether you own a car, home, business, or investment property, it's critical you keep it secure and protected. Since 1989, our friends at Northeast Insurance Solutions have been the trusted insurance agency to serve the Commonwealth. Visit them on the web at insurewithnortheast.com or at their offices, 100 Ledgewood Place in Rockland.
I'm Antonio Morales, outfield/utility from Maryland University, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Bottom of the first, but Bourne still gets 2 runs across after 1 inning of play. It is Braves 2, Doran Park here in the top of the second inning, where it is 5, 6, 7 scheduled to hit for the Commodores. Playoff race heats up in game 38. Commodores a game back of that 4th and final playoff spot. We take a look at another game going on. Katuitt is that team in front. They're down 2-1 to Wareham in the bottom of the 9th.
There's fireworks at Lowell Park right now, though, Andrew. You mentioned Cotuit's down by 1. It's a Kettleers team that's already walked off Falmouth this season. Cats have 2 runners on with 1 out. Maybe some big heroics there in Cotuit if they want to pull off an upset against the West Division leading Wareham Gateman.
Commodores still have to take care of the task at hand, though, here against the Braves. Adrian Lopez bats from the right side. First pitch, fastball, called strike on the outer third. From Reese Bowie, who's out there for a second inning on the job. Allowed a leadoff walk in the first, but then went 1-2-3 thanks to 2 strikeouts. 0-1, bouncer low in the dirt, blocked by Cutrani. Lopez back over at shortstop today. Looking to bounce back after a little bit of a tough month of July, where he hit just 173 with 23 strikeouts. He has spent most of this summer in the middle of that order. You'd love to see his bat come back alive once again. 1-1. Fastball is slapped into right field. Long run from Kelly down the right field line, and it's just foul. That right field corner is really tucked in, really thin over there at first base. That's a long run from Kelly, just getting out of play.
We mentioned the last time we were here at Doran Park, Andrew. It feels like there's a good amount more space down the left field side than the right field side where the Commodores dugout sits. That one just died in right field before the right fielder Gavin Kelly could get to it. But to go back to your point about Lopez as well, yeah, that struggles in July kind of carried into the end as well, where he's 1 for his last 13. That does come with 4 walks, so I like the patience that we've seen out of Lopez amidst the struggles.
Also coming in to score 4 times as well on Wednesday. So you get on base, you score runs, you help your team win some ball games. It's a 1-2 count from the lefty in Bowie. Pitch, swing and a miss. Slider inside, and he swings right through it on the inner half for the 3rd strikeout for Bowie in out number 1 of this inning.
The strikeout struggles for Lopez. Didn't have any in the win Thursday versus Chatham or the win versus Hyannis on Wednesday. Goes back to one he had against YD, but it really is Bowie who's worked out so efficiently. 3 strikeouts in the last 4 batters faced.
That was a really good pitch on the breaking ball. Lefty on lefty with Mason Eckelman. Pitch is another breaking ball. This one's low. Eckelman, the rising junior from Ohio State, in his 5th game on Cape Cod. Just 2 for 10 in his first 4 appearances. Did go 2 for 3 though on Tuesday. 1-0. Fastball called strike at the knees.
Mentioned the small sample size for Eckelman, a midseason addition for the Commodores, who again have had Texas A&M catcher Bear Harrison behind the dish for over 25 games this season. It's a room that does not have any Yaman anymore.
Does not.
Released earlier this morning. So just Eckelman and Harrison to finish out the season, it seems.
Going to be interesting to see what that situation will be. 1-1, fouled back to the screen. It's a catcher's room we talked a whole lot about during the preseason as well, with guys like David McCann, Bear Harrison, Mark Cutrani, who's now the catcher for Bourne.
Standing about 2 feet away from Mason Eckelman right now.
It was nice to see him in a Commodores lineup, but he has been really good here with Bourne, batting nearly .350. Yep. He leads off next inning. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Eckelman.
And Cutrani's one of those we're so excited to see have success in Bourne. Whether it was a couple of homers or a 2-run double he had the other day for the Bravos, who are again trying to improve their position in the West Division standings. Talked to Bear Harrison about that adjustment, saying he learned a lot from both Cutrani and McCann, where they shared a room with him.
2-2. Fastball called strike 3 on the inner third. That is 4 strikeouts for Reese Boney. He has been stellar to begin this ball game.
And just freezing a couple batters as well. 4 strikeouts now, a pair looking between Ken Schmidt and Mason Eckelman. Be hard pressed to figure out that this is this guy's first appearance on Cape Cod.
It does not look like it one bit. 2 gone in the top of the second. Bourne in front 2-0. First at bat for the righty, Reese Maroney. Pitch. Fastball, paints the zone on the outer third once more. He is just dotting up every single corner of the zone right now. Maroney, the rising junior from Rhode Island, 6 for 13 in his first 5 games. He has been phenomenal.
0-1. Fastball, line the other way into right field. Just foul again. This one hits about 2 feet away from the chalk in right field. He was about half an inch away from extra bases.
That right field line has not been friendly to the Commodores to begin this top of the second inning.
And that is a frustrating walk for Reese Maroney. You can tell by the expression on his face that he wanted that one to be in fair territory, but he was just a little late. It's an 0-2 count to Maroney. He is 5 for his last 5. 0-2 pitch. Fastball low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We do have an update for you from Lowell Park. The Kettleers come back in the bottom of the 9th to take down the Gatemen 3-2. And what a comeback for Cotuit, who trailed for majority of that ball game. We'll get you some playoff implications after.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: Cape Space, Cape Cod 5, Cisco Brewers, Cape Cod Healthcare, Hampton Inn, Franklin Sports, Highline Cruises, Jersey Mike's, and of course, Jersey Mike's. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League this summer. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls, piled high on grilled brioche and served either hot and buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery to go along with the fries and coleslaw. Visit your local 99 restaurant this summer today. 99 restaurant this summer today. You gotta the nines.
I'm Carl Schmidt, utility player from the University of California, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Welcome back to Doran Park. Night still early here from Bourne, with the Braves leading the Commodores 2-0 into the bottom of the second. Torin O'Haron still out there for the Commodores into his second inning of work. We gave you that final update of Cotuit knocking off the Gatemen 3-2, 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th to steal that ball game. So the implications of that victory for Cotuit. So the Commodores' best case scenario tonight, let's say they win this ball game. Harbor Hawks also up 2-0. Let's say Harbor Hawks lose, Commodores win. Falmouth just 1 point back of Hyannis for that final spot. But if the Commodores lose, Hyannis loses, Falmouth goes 3 spots back of the Harbor Hawks. So a lot can still happen here tonight as we are in the early parts of this ball game. Marco Trani to lead things off from the right side. Pitch is high and it hits him in the head. Oh my. Bertrani takes off his helmet, a slow walk back to the Bourne dugout as his Cornell red helmet in his left hand. He's walking down the third base line now, puts up his helmet, takes it back off. He's being looked at by Scott Landers right now. And you could hear the sound that made as it ricocheted off the helmet. Ronnie just going to take off the batting gloves and jog down to first base. Glad to see him okay after that pitch really got up in.
That's always scary to see. I think you go back to way early in the season, Commodores' home opener, where Adrian Lopez got plunked in the head and missed about a week and a half of game action. Never want to take those head injuries lightly.
Good to see Quatrani be all right. Ryan Cooney now bats. First pitch, slider outside. Cooney, the rising junior from Oregon. 27th game played, a .221 average. Short lead off at first for Quatrani. 1-0. Breaking ball, called strike on the outer third. 1-1. Fastball, broken bat flare into left field. This one's going to drop down fair. Quattrani up to second base. A blooper single for Ryan Cooney. And it's back-to-back innings with runners at first and second to lead things off in the frame.
Yeah, it's just tough contact to induce if you're Torin O'Haron. You mentioned Cooney breaks his bat.
The bases were loaded on 2 different occasions. Here is the first offering. LeGrande squares the bunt, gets it down the third base line. O'Haron picks it up at first and throws it away. It's over the head of Maroney at first. Quattrani in to score. Cooney rounding third. He slipped on his way there. The throw home is not in time. Eckelman dropped the baseball. It's a 4-0 Bourne lead as a small bunt to the third base side ends up with LeGrande at third and 2 runs coming home.
Now batting from West Virginia, right fielder number 7.
Yeah, we know John LeGrande has speed. He's already had a triple against his Commodores team right here at Doran Park. And the error from Torin O'Haron, first mistake by either team defensively in this game, won't help things. Bravos take advantage, and they do it to the tune of a 4-0 lead.
Todd Carroll, the pitching coach, out there for the Commodores in what feels like a much-needed spot to calm down Torin O'Haron. He throws that ball over the head of Maroney, who is covering at first base. And then Quattrani and Cooney both on their horse scoring to make this a 4-0 Bourne lead in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, you said Maroney goes from second base to cover the first base bag. Maroney's a shorter guy at 5'11", but he could have been 7'11". I'm not sure if he would have gotten to the overthrow by O'Haron.
So the Commodores finding themselves in an early hole in this ballgame. Still nobody gone, bottom second. LeGrande, the runner, at third. Infield comes in for the Commodores. The first pitch to Gavin Kelly from the right side. It's above the letters for ball 1. So no RBIs on the play for John LeGrande after that throwing mistake by O'Haron. Is 1-0. Another fastball. This one catches the letters for a called strike. Kelly singled last inning. First run to come around for the Braves. O'Haron from the first base side of the bump. His pitch. Breaking ball is low. Hits in this one for the Braves. 4 runs have come across to score. (2-1). Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Kelly way out in front of it. Is that breaking? In the bat, flare dunks into right field. That's another base hit. Another run comes in to score. 5-0 Bourne in the bottom of the second, thanks to the RBI single by Gavin Kelly.
There is a left-hander warming up in the bullpen right now for the Commodores, Andrew. Too far away here at Doran Park to get a name and a number on it. I think in this meaningful of a game, that leash has to be short on O'Haron. He knows it after giving up a 5th run.
Still nobody out in the bottom of this inning for the lefty, Cade Lewis. Pitch. Fastball up and away. And there just has not been a point in this outing so far for O'Haron where he has just settled in. It has been constant pressure, constant runners on base. 1-0 to Lewis. Breaking ball outside.
And there's been no break for the Sanford Cardinal right now. That number just keeps increasing. 10 batters faced now, and 8 have reached, including Gavin Kelly, going 2 for 2 now with an RBI and 2 singles.
O'Haron comes set of the belt. Is 2-0. Fastball away. 3 balls and no strikes. Gavin Kelly, the runner, on first. His RBI drove in the 3rd run of this inning for the Braves. 3-0. Fastball, called strike. O'Haron has really been rocked around in this one. Still yet to get his first out of this inning. 4 hits allowed overall, 5 runs, and 2 walks as well. 3-1 is rolled over, through for a base hit into right field. Kelly around second, on his horse to third. He'll be in there without a throw, and the hits keep on coming for the Braves. Runners at the corner, still nobody out in the bottom of the second.
Third baseman number 34, Braden Holcomb.
Make it 5 runs on 6 hits. And as anticipated, here comes Jared Saltzmakia to take the baseball.
Starter in Torin O'Haron, who really gets rocked around just here today. Max Marchetti, a rising redshirt sophomore from Northeastern, the left-hander, gets the baseball. Runners at first and third for the Braves. And a 5-0 Bourne advantage in the bus. Just take a guess. Go ahead.
I was going to use the term death, taxes, and
the Ocean State Waves.
The Ocean State.
Everywhere. Marchetti gotten 15 appearances there, allowing just under a 7 ERA. He has not pitched with the Huskies. He redshirted his true freshman season, and also did not get into action this past spring as well. So him getting down to Cape Cod after a little bit of a high ERA with Ocean State. We'll see how he fans out.
Really good Northeastern team from this past spring. That's well represented on Cape Cod. He played with his Northeastern teammate at Ocean State, Ryan Garrity, who's now with defending champion Harwich Mariners.
Think of the season that Harrison Feinberg as well had for them with the Huskies, who was also on Cape Cod. First appearance on Cape Cod for Marchetti, and he faces the big righty Braden Holcomb. First pitch is a breaking ball low and inside. Kelly at third, Lewis at first. Already 3 runs across in the bottom of the second for Bourne. Holcomb had a single his first time up. He is a massive frame, 6'5", 240 pounds from the right side. Eddie's 1-0. Change up low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes.
And with that size, you'd think it's all power for Holcomb. Actually doesn't have a homer yet on Cape Cod through 37 games played. Does have 11 stolen bases though. Those came early, about midway season, end of June into July. So he was top 5 in the league for a little bit of time.
He was. 2-0. Fastball rears back, missed by Holcomb. He took a big cut at that one in the upper part of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Line not closed yet on O'Haron just yet, as he is responsible for the runners at first and third. Marchetti's 2-1. Fastball popped up, skies out of play, and that one hits the light pole. Did not break it, but made contact with it. Back-to-back nights, that's impressive.
Those are magnets, it seems like. Huh? I think that hit the top of the light, so you heard the metal cylinder around it.
There's 3 rows on it. Each has 6 panels on each row, and I think that got the top left one. We were almost directly underneath it, so.
It's bold of you to call your shot there. That'd be hard to see. Again, into the lights.
I got the glasses on. They really help. 2-2. Inside with the slider. Nearly hits Holcomb. He has to dance out of the way. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The command is what really hurt Torin O'Haron in this one, where he allowed 5 hits, 2 walks, but just threw 18 strike and 38 pitches. Last couple of games, you just have to give him a chance. That's all it's really going to take in this game.
Saw the comeback Commodores for the first time. Again, 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, and which looked like the same old story. A visitor comes into Gov Fuller Field, puts up runs early, and the Commodores go down easy. Falmouth slashed that thought last night. Now they'll have to do it again here at Bourne.
Already trailing 5. So Lewis advances up to second base. Holcomb is back at first base. The bases are loaded once more. Still nobody out. Familiar spot for Riker Waite, who also in this spot in the first inning.
Surprise, surprise, he was walked there as well. That was one of 4 free passes now issued by Commodores pitching early into this game.
He got an RBI off of that. That scored Kelly. That was RBI number 16 of the summer for Riker Waite. Waiting the first.
We've seen teams get up early on Falmouth, whether it be the 6-game losing streak where the Commodores only led for 1/2 inning during that whole span, or yesterday for Chatham to get up early. But I don't think we've seen a team get up quite as early, put on quite as many runs in the first 2 innings as we're seeing Bourne doing here.
1-0. Breaking ball just high. The one that comes to mind recently is that Wareham game where the Gatemen put up 5 in the second, 4 in the third. Kind of kept it a 9-run game all throughout, get to that mercy rule, but that one was out of hand early on.
Even that hasn't been a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. 2-0 inside. It is 3 balls, no strikes. And if you are Scott Lander, there's a manager for Bourne, you are telling them not to swing at a single pitch until this staff throws a strike.
Commodores pitching and defense that's allowed 10 of the first 12 Bourne batters to reach base.
Riker Waite has yet to see a strike. He's seen 7 pitches, 7 of them outside. The 3-0, he takes this one for a called strike. Nothing lead in the bottom of the second. Still nobody out. Hitters count. 3-1. Fastball Waite lofts it into left field. Gregor back at the track, looks up, makes the grab at the warning track. Runner tags from third. Easy score in from Gavin Kelly. And a long sac fly makes it a 6-0 Bourne lead in the bottom of the second. That ball hung up there for a long time.
Had some serious airtime to the deepest part of left field for Gregor. But I think if you're the Commodores, you'll take the sacrifice fly to make it 6-0. Again, it takes the first 7 batters in the half inning for Bourne, but finally there's 1 out in the home half of the second.
Here is number 8, Cal Sefcik. Runners at first and second, so that double play still on for the Commodores. Pitch. Fastball, called strike. There's not been a lot of those in this one, Ryan, where the Commodores pitching starts off with a strike. And has been kind of a nightmare getting back in the count when it's been continuously 2-0, 3-0. Just not a recipe for success. 0-1. It's a breaking ball on the ground to left side. Lopez fields it on the back end. No! He lost it on the transition, and everyone is safe on the base pass.
Now batting from Louisiana Tech, second the hitter, number 9.
Just a few things that ran through Adrian Lopez's mind early there. He was thinking about throwing to third base where Osterhaus would have applied the tag on Cade Lewis. Actually, he could have just gone to the force at third base. Now the base is back loaded. Thinks about third, then maybe turns his hips and tries to go back to first. All of a sudden, baseball's not in the glove anymore for Lopez.
Aces back to being loaded for Sebastian Mexico. Pitch. Breaking ball, breaks it perfectly for a called strike.
You mentioned that there hasn't been a lot of called strikes, early heads of counts for Commodores pitching. Can't say the same, though, for Bourne. Feels like a while since we've seen Reese Bowie on the field, but he has 5 strikeouts in the first 6 Commodore batters he faces.
0-1, another breaking ball inside. He has gotten plenty of rest in that in that dugout. Has only thrown 30 pitches. And of course, as you mentioned, the 5 strikeouts, that's a pretty good number. 1-1 count to Sebastian Mexico, who ended the inning last time with a double play. Pitch is lined deep into right field. Morales running towards right field, makes the catch on the run. Runner tags from third, another one scores with ease. Holcomb up to third as well. Another long out into the outfield, but that does the trick. First RBI in Cape Cod for Sebastian Mexico, and it makes it 7-0 Bourne in the bottom of the second.
There's been 2 outs in this home half of the second now, but they've both been productive, as you said. Sacrifice flyouts from Riker Wade and Sebastian Mexico, with Cal Stefsick reaching on an error sandwich between the two. Everything working out in Bravo's favor, Andrew, even outs offensively.
They get to the spot for the guy that led off the second inning in Mark Quattroni. First offering, fastball way out. Eckelman has to jump out, reach as far as he can with the left hand to even keep it in front of him. So Braden Holcomb up to third base. Cal Stefsick at first. 5 runs in already for Bourne in this frame. Quattroni looking to add to that. 1-0. Breaking ball. Bounced in the dirt. Eckelman blocks it off the chest protector. Talked about Quattroni a little bit earlier on the defensive side, Ryan. But his offensive numbers here in Bourne have been very exciting. He had that grand slam against Chatham to put it a 6-0 game, really put that one out of reach. He's looked very comfortable in a Bourne uniform. 2-0. Fastball, Quattroni elevates it deep to left field. Gregor going back to the track, to the wall, makes the grab just in front of the fence. That was just a couple feet away from Quattroni, making it a 10-run ball game. But instead, Gregor makes the outstretched catch in front of the wall for out number 3. But serious damage done in the frame by the Braves. 5 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left on base. Braves 7, Commodores nothing after 2 innings. It is all Bourne at the moment here from Doran Park.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: Veolia North America, Wilson Sporting Goods, Yawkey Foundation, Netting Pros, Falmouth Publishing Company, Butler Sporting Goods, Sports Picks, Margaritaville Resort Cape Cod, Sunderland Printing, Del Mar Vacation Rentals, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
For the Commodores, trailing 7-0 after 2 innings here against the Bourne Braves. Back alongside Ryan Martin, I'm Andrew Del Piano. Reese Bowie leads Bourne back on the mound. A lot of run support, 5 runs in the bottom of the second for Bourne, 2 in the bottom of the first. He's been dealing as well, 5 strikeouts to his name through 2 innings. As he faces 8, 9, and 1 of the Commodores lineup, starting with the lefty Justin Osterhaus. First pitch is popped up left field into foul territory. Holcomb calls out everybody, but it's Riker Waite who makes the grab just behind the third base bag for out number 1.
Now batting from Wake Forest, right fielder number 2, Antonio Morales.
I wonder, Oster saw his pitch, attacked it on the first one he saw. But I wonder if this Falmouth team going from 9-1 guaranteed up here, maybe tries to see a few more pitches from Bowie as well. Just at 31 pitches, 19 for strikes, working efficiently. Only thing that's wrong with that pitch count is the strikeouts.
First pitch to the lefty, Antonio Morales, is low for ball 1. Yeah, these at-bats have been snappy from the Commodores, not getting into a lot of deep counts. The only one I can really think of is Kent Schmidt on that strikeout. But other than that, it has been 2-3 pitches. 1-0 inside. Hard snap the glove from the catcher, Quattrani. Some dirt burst out of it. 2 balls and no strikes. So far for Bourne, they got 6 hits, 2 errors as well for the Commodores. That makes it a leading 52 for Falmouth. 2-0 to Morales. Fastball, called strike on the inner third.
That's a statistic where Falmouth has been better just during these 2 games, the wins over Chatham and Hyannis. Yesterday against the Anglers, Commodores go without making an error, and then that 13-1 win for Hyannis. Hyannis makes a couple errors, but Falmouth doesn't counter with any of its own.
Defense not really helping out in this one, though. 2-1. Morales pops it up, playable, just in front of home plate. Quattrani into fair territory, drops it, and it out of play. So Quattrani was just a hair to the right of the first baseline, pops out of the left side of his glove for a foul ball. Maybe just lost it. Nothing, bottom 3. Only 2 games left in the regular season after this one. Get to it with a big win tonight over Wareham in comeback fashion. 1-0. Breaking ball, inside. Pops out the glove of Eckelman.
And we've already mentioned a little bit the broader perspective of Falmouth cannot be eliminated in game 38, in this game of this season. Tomorrow it certainly could happen. But if you're Falmouth, I think you at least need to see this game go 9 innings, Andrew.
Yeah.
To see what the rest of this game holds and get some confidence going into that big one at Wareham tomorrow.
2-0 pitch. Breaking ball, good looking one, drops into the zone for a called strike.
Of course, Falmouth was part of the first run rule either in the Commodores' favor or against Falmouth on Wednesday. 13-1 win over Hyannis at home. So that run rule, it's 10 runs after 7.
Deep breath for Marchetti. His pitch. Fastball nub fouled on the first base line. And the Commodores continue to struggle on the road with pitching miscues. Entering today with over a 6 ERA on the road. That's last on Cape Cod. And overall, also the worst ERA in the league. Should say second. Bourne currently owns that last spot. 2-2. Breaking ball, laced on the ground to the second baseman, picked up by Maroney, fires over to first. It is in time. That does the trick for Gavin Kelly. Another run comes in to score on the RBI ground out. Make it 8-0 Bourne in the bottom of the third.
First baseman number 23, Cade Lewis.
Yeah, productive out was bound to happen for Bourne with Cooney over at third base. But just the way that Bourne is playing right now. Again, out of the last 4 outs offensively for Bourne, 3 of them have come with an RBI attached to them.
And it's just been that good situational hitting that has also made a big difference in this game. 1 gone for the lefty, Cade Lewis, who launches to the left side of the field, going to tail out of play. infield remains in for the Commodores. A 1-for-1 effort for Cade Lewis in this one, a single in the second, a walk in the first. The 0-1. Breaking ball on the ground, the first baseman Schmidt, who fires home. The play at the plate in time. Great heads-up play by Kent Schmidt. Fires home. Eckelman applies the tag. John LaGrande a little bit slow to get back up to his feet. Kind of dove in a little bit awkwardly to the backside of home plate, and he's trying to stretch out his left shoulder.
You notice the chopper got to him in enough time to go home, where Eckelman was ready for it as well. I don't know if the throw beat LaGrande by a mile, but it was a good tag applied by Eckelman. Again, a weird slide by John LaGrande, who we hope he's now okay.
So he's back in the dugout for that second out. Braden Holcomb stands in from the right side. Pitch, high arcing breaking ball, just high. Goes down as a fielder's choice for Cade Lewis, so he has still reached in all 3 plate appearances, but does not get credited with the RBI after a good heads-up play by Schmidt. (1-0). Fastball inside. Max Marchetti has allowed the 1 run here in this inning. He was not responsible for the first 7 of this ball game. All those tagged to O'Haron. 2-0. Breaking ball bounces in front of Eckelman, keeps it in front. No advancement from Lewis at first. 3 balls, no strikes to Braden Holcomb. Cade Lewis at first, a 8-0 Bourne lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning. (3-0). Fastball, called strike on the inner third. Marchetti finally agrees on a sign with Eckelman on the 3rd look. 3-1 pitch. Placed on the ground on the left side by Lopez. Fields on the backhand, fires across, couple of hops in the dirt. Not in time. Schmidt caught it in his chest. Holcomb beats it out. And just another tough throw from Lopez, as they're going to give that one a base hit on the infield single for Holcomb. Lewis advances up to second as well in the process. Riker Waite stands in from the right side. Pitch. Fastball. Called strike on the inner third.
When you see Riker Waite come to the dish and think about what he means as a player, that defense at shortstop has been phenomenal all season. Made a couple All-Star caliber Cape League All-Star game, appearing for the West Division at Red Wilson Field a few weeks ago.
Has that great combination of speed, power, defense, and for a guy that only stands at 5'10", 175 pounds, you look at him and you say, really don't expect it from a guy like that, but he's been phenomenal. 0-1, fastball high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Only got 8 games in his freshman season, 3 at-bats, but the way he has kind of been, hey, Tim Corbin might need to pencil me in next spring. (1-1). Breaking ball low outside, and mind you, that was a Vanderbilt team that was the #1 national seed as well, so there's already a lot of talent on that team already. Look at a guy like Braden Holcomb, who stands at first base, was part of that everyday lineup for the Commodores. 2-1 count to Waite. Pitch. Fastball low inside. The morale of this ball game is very calm right now for Bourne fans. The opposite can be said about the Commodores. In the midst of a playoff push. 3-1. Fastball, called strike just above the knees. A really good spot from Marchetti as Waite thought he had another walk. Good news for the Commodores. Harwich just tied the ball game with Hyannis after 5 innings, so they are tied at 2 apiece. Another big one for the Commodores to watch after. 3-2 is outside and away, no chance. And it's the second walk in the ball game for Riker Waite, as well as the second free pass for Marchetti.
Number 5, Cal Sestek.
And it's bullpen coach Anthony DeFabio who comes out from the first base dugout. He'll be the one making the move to the Commodores dugout. We'll see the third arm of the ball game for Falmouth. Bases loaded, 2 outs, still 8-0 Bravos in the bottom of the third. We'll be right back after this. Nothing into the bottom of the third. 2 gone with the bases loaded. Another Cape League debut for another Falmouth reliever. It's the rising sophomore from Northeastern, the right-hander Andrew Rogovic, who gets the baseball. Comes over from, Ryan, I'm going to take a wild guess. Where do you think he came from earlier this summer?
You know, Andrew, the New England Collegiate Baseball League season just ended, so you think there's 10 teams there. A good chance he's on one of those 10 teams. Might be too difficult to think of one team specifically. Though. Where's he from?
He played for the Ocean State Waves.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. He's another guy that had played in Ocean State. Another gaggle of Waves that are now part of the Commodores. Rogovic got 10 games, 5 of them out of the bullpen, and north of a 10 ERA. Only made 3 appearances in his freshman season with the Huskies. Cal Sefcik is the first to meet him from the right side. First pitch, fastball, up and in.
I think you look at a guy like Rogovic right here, and you see what he did. Maybe surprised to see a guy with an ERA over 10 in the New England Collegiate Baseball League getting that call up, if you would, to the Cape League.
1-0, fastball, popped up out of play.
But one thing that Jared Saltamacchia is talking about in his first season, he's talked about roster management a lot, and understanding that's what every team, including Scott Landers with Bourne, is having to deal with. He did a really interesting article with the Boston Globe, and a good writer in Matty Wasserman, speaking on how, we're looking for top-end guys from a pitching perspective at the beginning of the summer.
1-1 breaking ball way out in front. Sefcik fooled on the curveball.
Then all of a sudden, calendar rolls into August. It's just like, hey, can a guy throw strikes? Does a guy have movement on his change-up breaking ball stuff? Lowering the standards, if you want to say, for guys who are a little bit more malleable into what you want to be. I think you see that here in a guy like Rogovic.
It is 1-2, fastball above the helmet of Sefcik.
Of course, Jared Saltamacchia must have been watching a lot of Ocean State Waves games to bring these guys in. But he's not just looking at the stats and saying, oh, ERA here is north of 7 or 8, let's not bring him in. He must have seen something in Rogovic.
Is 2-2. Breaking ball, that's what he's looking for. A called strike. Batter gets the strikeout against Cal Sefcik. Another run comes across for Bourne in the frame. It is 8-0 Braves as we go to the top of the fourth. A lot of work for the Commodores to do here from Doran Park.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, President of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to.
Yeah, it was Bourne who batted around to get 10 batters.
As the sun has completely set. Had some pink skies out there in left field as well. Doing a little bit more maintenance in the infield. There were some conversations a little bit earlier in the day. This game was pushed up from 6 o'clock back to 7 o'clock after there was some rain last night. And the news around here at Doran Park is this place doesn't drain phenomenally. So that rain comes in, the infield dirt doesn't absorb it as well.
I wonder if, genuinely and not even kidding, there's been so much action for Bourne on the base paths that you put the top dirt on it to try to dry it off. There's so many Bravos running around offensively to score these 8 runs that all of a sudden you have to go maintain it again.
I wouldn't put that out of the question at all. Well, Reese Bowie is still finishing up his warm-up pitches, the southpaw. He's got 6 strikeouts so far through 3 innings. He hasn't had a lot of trouble on that mound. Just the 1 walk allowed. He's retired 9 straight batters as the Braves lead this one 8-0 into the top of the 4th. Maintenance being done still on the left side of the infield. We got those conversations earlier from the broadcasters for the Braves that left side of the infield was the one they were watching the most to see if that one was going to be the most dangerous to play on due to the rain earlier last night.
Yeah, it's right by third base. They're really putting the race into it now. They're taking their plenty of time at Doran Park. Third base being the one where they're really trying to emphasize clearing that up. There's been 11 Bravos already at third base today.
That's a whole lot. That is a whole lot, with 8 of those coming in to score as well.
Now they're having trouble getting the mower off the field, I think, for a second. And now it will disappear and vanish past the right field wall.
Looks like the rakes are off. The mat is off as well from clearing the infield dirt. And Marco Trani about to fire down to second base, which signals the end of this long warm-up stretch in the top of the 4th.
Double the length of traditional.
Yes, that was about 4 minutes of the pitch clock expiring. Defensive substitutions as well for Bourne. John LeGrande, who left the game a little bit injured in that last inning, he is done for the night. Drew Wires, he goes to third base, and Braden Holcomb goes out to center field for Bourne. So to reiterate those changes, Drew Wires in the ball game, he plays third base, and Braden Holcomb out to center field. Hasn't really mattered much. There hasn't been a lot of balls in the outfield for the Braves to defend either way. With those 6 strikeouts for Reese Bowie. Caden Brumbaugh from the right side to lead things off. Pitch. Called strike on the outer third. Feels like we haven't seen Bowie out there in a little bit. It's been a lot of run support for him in this ball game, to say the least.
One of those instances too, where if you're the starting pitcher on the mound, you don't really want to be in the dugout for too long. Your stuff is working on the mound, as Bowie's is.
0-1, swing and a miss, the slider. Quickly down, 0-2.
And you look at the stats for Reese Bowie. It's hard to believe his first game on Cape Cod after coming over from the Ocean State Waves, turning into our favorite New England Collegiate Baseball League team.
0-2. Fastball above the letters just a little bit. I think we should start challenging everyone around the ballpark if they can name one of the 10 NECBL teams. And I think Ocean State Waves would be the most common one right now. 1-2 pitch. Changeup rolled over, fouled on the third base line.
Might be the most common one because of actually how poor of a season Ocean State had in the NECBL. Worst team standings-wise, but we were talking with Gavin Greger, the newest Commodore, the hero last night, which feels like she had him certainly in the rearview mirror, down 8 runs to Bourne. But he said 6 or 7 of his teammates came over from
Rhode Island over here to Massachusetts.
It's right by the University of Rhode Island in South Kingston.
Correct.
2 hours away or so from Falmouth.
2-2. Fastball spoiled back to the screen. Kane Brumbaugh with a strikeout swinging his first time around. One of the 6 victims already for Reese Bowie. He was allowed just 2 balls in play. That's how good he's been. 2-2 pitch. Fastball outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Good start to the inning for Kane Brumbaugh, who has been that solid addition about a week ago, batting .313 in his first 6 games. On a mini 3-game hit streak as well. Payoff pitch. Fastball elevated out of play, first base side. And if you're Jared Saltalamacchia right now, the best thing you're looking for is good quality ABs. Again, you can't get all 8 runs back in one swing, so you have to start somewhere.
What we've seen with this Falmouth team is hitting is almost always contagious too. So a few knocks can get this thing going.
3-2 pitch. It's called strike 3 on the inner third. Brumbaugh can't believe it. He says no way, as he basically extended his legs out outside the batter's box. Either way, 7th strikeout for Reese Bowie, and out number 1 of this inning. One gone, top 4. Bourne 8, Falmouth nothing. Lefty on lefty with Kent Schmidt. Pitch. Fastball inside. This has not been a great night for either side for the Commodores, hitting or pitching. 9 hits allowed on the defensive end. Still yet to have a hit on the offensive side. 1-0. Another fastball. This time a called strike just above the knees.
It couldn't have come at a worse time either for Falmouth. Picks up its biggest win of the season, 4-3 over Chatham last night. I think in its biggest games, and we saw the comeback Commodores for that first time with the Gavin Greger RBI single to give Falmouth his 1-0 lead of the game. Again, that energy is all dissipated from the doors right now.
1-1. Another fastball, just clipping the outer third. Really good spot from Bowie. I think the frustrating thing, as you mentioned, is you have all this momentum going into tonight. You break the 6-game losing streak. You come back last night, and then just kind of a dud of tonight. And kind of really, you get down to the most important games of the season. It's really, really tough to have a game like this. 1-2, just getting a piece of it. Schmidt threw his hands out at the baseball on the other side of the batter's box and made a little bit of contact to stay alive.
I think this kind of game is in the same boat as that 6-game losing streak that comes at the end of July, just at the worst possible times. Falmouth is coming up short.
Another 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. A rare 2nd strikeout for Kent Schmidt. Doesn't do that a whole lot, but Reese Bowie is just in his bag right now. That is his 8th strikeout, and he is recorded.
That surpasses his season high with the Ocean State Waves in the New England League this summer. He had at most 6 strikeouts in an outing. Took him 7 innings to do that.
Starts off Gavin Greger, his former teammate, with a called strike. And this is nothing new from Bowie. He was an all-star in the NECBL earlier this summer. First 6 appearances, he didn't allow an earned run. 0-1. Slider outside. Nice moment for Gavin Greger last night to be that hero in the victory. Mentioned on the pregame show, getting in early in the morning, plugged into the starting lineup. Didn't even know if he was going to play in last night's game. Ends up having the game-winning RBI. 1-1. Breaking ball way out in front.
And yesterday was truly a day one for Gavin Gregory. I don't know if he knew he would be batting cleanup that day, but he's introducing himself to every teammate, asking associate coach Bo McMillan about what the routine is pre-game of how many rounds of BP, when should we be ready to take IO, the whole thing.
Didn't have to ask a lot of questions on that final AB, though. Just punch it out to left, score the game-winning run. 1-2, bouncer in the dirt.
Very little things, too. Ball gets away from Quattrani there, and as Gregory took a few steps out of the box to give the ball back to Quattrani. He did that last night as well. Maybe a catcher's friend. If there could be such a thing on the other team.
I think so. He was very great with his time. We met with him yesterday to kind of give him the rundown as well as Falmouth. 2-2 is launched into right field. Medium depth for Gavin Kelly. Doesn't really have to move too much. Puts up the glove and makes the catch for out number 3. It is another 1-2-3 inning for Reese Bowie, who is continuing to cruise in this one still without allowing a hit through 4 innings. 8-0 Bourne. To the bottom half of the 4th we go. Here from Doran Park.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
I'm Bear Harrison, catcher from Texas A&M College, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Touchdown and a 2-point conversion lead for Bourne as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back into Doran Park. Alongside my partner, Ryan Martin, I'm Andrew Del Piano. Thanks for sticking with us. Another inning on the job for the Commodores reliever in Andrew Rogovic, rising sophomore from Northeastern. Saw just one batter that last inning, struck him out. First pitch, the lefty Sebastian Mexico is a bouncer in the dirt.
I think there's just been too much action, Andrew, to really mention it through his first 2 at-bats in which Mexico is 0 for 1.
1-0. Breaking ball popped up out of play.
That is an all-name team there. Sebastian Mexico, are you kidding me?
He's a local guy close around to where I'm from. He's from Andover, went to Phillips Academy, one of the most prestigious high schools in the country, I'd say. 1-1. Fastball outside, 2 balls, 1 strike.
I'd love for my last name to be Mexico, I think. A fun one that everyone says, wait, that's your last name, I'd have to assume?
2-1. Change up outside, 3 balls, 1 strike.
How many times do you think he's been asked if he's from Mexico?
I was about to say, he took the words right out of my mouth.
Sebastian, too. There's been much more American names before, but
3-1. Taken outside for ball 4. He is a local guy, though, from Massachusetts. Took his talents to Fordham for 2 seasons before transferring to Louisiana. Here is the former Commodore Mark Quattrani. The fan favorite here in Bourne as well, and How could he not with the numbers he's put up so far? First pitch, fastball, called strike right down Main Street. Petrani was so close to a home run to end the second inning. Ball went 100 miles off his bat, 352 feet in distance, but Gregor was right in front of the wall to make that catch. 0-1, breaking ball outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Petrani's a guy who's hard not to root for. It was awesome the interactions we had with him during his 12 games with Falmouth. That would be the cherry on top, though, for Petrani to hit a homer off of his former team, and his former team that he's upbeat runs against.
1-1. Placed on the ground, the shortstop Osterhaus turns to second for 1, fires back to first in time for the double play.
Number 11,
The quickest
Ryan
turn you'll
Gordon.
ever see for a 5-4-3 double play.
That ball went from Osteros to Maroney, out of the glove of Maroney to Schmidt at first base, where Petrani was maybe 3/4 of the way down the first base line. He hit it so hard it
If
probably
that.
gone against him. Yeah.
First pitch spoiled back by Ryan Cooney.
Marks a lot of things. Wouldn't call him a speedster, though.
He's a guy that does a lot more trotting than running, I would say. Had over 10 home runs this past season at Cornell. 0-1 outside on the slider. Check down to first. Jeffrey Kinney says he did not go around. Back-to-back seasons with a first-team All-Ivy for Cutrani and transferring to Notre Dame in the fall. 1-1. Breaking ball. Called strike on the outer third to Cooney, who is 2 for 2 in this ball game. Pair of singles. His 3rd consecutive game with multiple hits. 1-2. Another breaking ball. Called strike 3. How about Andrew Rogovic with his 2nd strikeout? Second one to end an inning as well on a beautiful looking breaking ball. It is the unconventional.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
I'm Mike Anu, outfielder from Marshall University, and you're listening to Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
Topside Ryan Martin. I'm Andrew Del Piano. A pitch black night here from Bourne with the lights turned on. The stars have been out for the Bravos, especially in their starter in Reese Bowie, who's got, let's count them up, 8 strikeouts in this one. It's been a whole lot. Starts off Adrian Lopez with a swing and a miss.
And you look at the story of the game so far with the Commodores, there's still being no hit going to the 5th inning of work for Bowie. This game all started with a leadoff walk by Mike Anu. He was the first batter faced. Since then, Bowie has retired the next 12.
Fastball low inside. Still looking for their first base since Mike Anu back in the first as well. It is what's felt like a long time since someone was last on the base pass for the Commodores. 3-1 count for Lopez. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball to the outer half of the plate. Lopez readjusting the arm sleeve on his right side. Taps the top side of the helmet and stands back in with the upright stance. 3-2 on the way. Fastball swing and a miss. 9 strikeouts for Reese Bowie. Goes up the ladder for out number 1 in the 5th.
I think Scott Lander is looking on from the Bourne dugout and saying, where's this guy been all Cape League season? And somehow, just the Cape League debut for Reese Bowie. I don't think I've seen a guy be as dominant in his Cape League debut as Bowie's been so far here.
Lefty on lefty with Mason Eckelman. He starts him off with a strike as well.
You look at the lineup for Falmouth. Eckelman is at the plate right now. He's a new guy, as well as Reese Maroney on the on-deck circle. But these are Commodores and Commodores All-Stars he's just sitting down.
0-1. Breaking ball, rolled over first base side, foul.
The potential MVP candidate, Mike Canoe. He's 0 for 1 today. That leadoff walk, the only base runner. All-Star game MVP, Antonio Morales. He was called out on the batter's interference, the awkward call. But these are guys who have had close to 40 games of the 40 games in the Cape League season to understand what the pace of game is like in this league versus a guy just coming in.
0-2. Fastball just missing the outside corner. Thing is, too, is the way he has just oozed out confidence as well. There just hasn't been a misstep in his game right now. You can tell he's just got that swag to him right now. He stands on the first base side. Throws the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Another one. Make it 10. Scott Landers just to his left with his arms crossed, making sure he's all right. Just kind of really a second to catch his breath.
Get him a cup of water as well from the Bourne dugout.
This reminds me just of the scene from The Water Boy. Almost the exact same thing.
Does it?
Yeah. Guy goes down, just needs a cold glass of H2O. That's all it takes sometimes.
So you mean to tell me that this Bourne, assuming student intern, maybe with the athletic team, who just ran out with that plastic cup of water as he's trying to get to his feet, seems to be okay. He could be a guy who the Braves could use to go 4 for 4 pair of homers in the playoffs?
Hey, no, not him. It's Quattrani that would act as the water boy in that sense.
Oh, yeah, that's a better reference.
Because Bobby Boucher is the one who goes down. He doesn't supply himself
It's been a
water.
while since I've seen the water boy. I thought he was the one who supplied the water.
Well, he does in the beginning part,
didn't
but
remember.
then he goes on to play.
No, I thought that's, yes.
I
got the reference halfway, maybe?
Yeah. We'll give you a half a point on that one.
Sure.
Lefty on lefty with Justin Osterhaus. First pitch. Inside on the slider.
Oh, because Adam Sandler and the water boy gets the water, and then he immediately comes back to life.
There you go.
I remember that scene, yeah. After he gets, like, knocked out.
Yes,
yes. Would be the running back?
Yes. Well, he's a linebacker.
Close.
1-0 is low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. All it takes
Now
some
I'm
high-quality H2O sometimes.
I might be thinking of Rudy now, too.
Rudy, well, that's more of a feel-good story than like a
but
comedy
running
football.
back versus linebacker, yeah.
Yeah, well, Rudy was a defensive end.
Damn, I was close.
2-0 pitch. Called strike on the outer third.
No, Scott, I will self-admittedly have never watched Rudy. I know this story.
It's a good one. It's one of the better football movies of all
I thought
time.
it was he came in as a running back, had a couple great runs. And now I'm remembering the pieces that I've heard before. He's a defensive end, yeah.
Because there was this big debate of whether he was offsides or not, and the sack he gets, 2-1, sent back to the screen. It's the final game, I believe, of his senior season where he's a walk-on, and he works his way up, getting to Notre Dame, finally gets his chance, gets his sack. I forget what team it was against, but he was the only player in Notre Dame football history to be carried off the field by his teammates.
Yep, a great story. I'm not gonna lie, I've heard the story, I've read about it, not seen the movie. I've seen the Saturday Night Live skit about it.
Okay, I don't know if that's close enough. 2-2, swing and a miss. Make it 11 strikeouts. Look, there's a lot of great artists in this world. Michelangelo, Pablo Picasso, but no one painted a masterpiece after this short break.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, President of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
Hi, I'm Coleman Mizell, outfielder from Alabama, and you're watching Commodores Baseball.
So now that we've taken some time to introduce Ryan to different football positions of movie characters, we can get back to some baseball. 8-0 Bourne into the bottom of the 5th. I'm only teasing, Ryan. You know I got the reference brain. It's just my thing. So Drew Wires to lead things off for Bourne. He came in as a defensive replacement. First pitch is a called strike. Still another inning out there for Andrew Rogovic, who's been solid so far. Has faced 4 hitters, retired 4 of them after a ground out double play by Mark Witrani. 0-1, breaking ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Wires, who wasn't expected to be plugged into this game as early, but John LaGrande left with an injury just to be on the safety side of with these final 2 games and potentially playoffs coming up for Bourne. 1-1, another breaking ball, drops in beautifully for Rogovic. That curveball's been pretty impressive in this ball game.
Yeah, we were talking a bit about Rogovic with it. ERA over 10 with the Ocean State Wave and the NECBL. What did Saltalamacchia see? It's some breaking stuff that moves so well.
Goes to the fastball here, this one a little bit high. And when we spoke with Jared Saltalamacchia, especially at that Meet the Coaches event a couple of weeks ago, he is not looking at a lot of numbers of this guy, but mostly the stuff they bring and just kind of other intangibles that sometimes numbers can't imagine. 2-2 is laced on the ground to the second baseman. Easy play by Maroney. Vacuums it up, zips it over. First one is retired in the 5th.
Yeah, and to go back to that point, I might go without saying that a coach would never just look at a box score and then decide who he...
I think our chemistry has also improved as this summer's gone along. 1-2, 1-1 is outside.
Talking about the Water Boy and Rudy on air and mixing that in, I don't think could have been forecast in June.
No, I would have not said that conversation would be brought up. Rogovic actually threw...
Fort Myers as well.
Correct.
Right?
It's always done there at Fenway Cell, but it's usually that partnership with Northeastern that does that. 0-1, another breaking ball, gets away, and that actually hit Lewis, so that'll be a hit by pitch, gets him on the right foot. So runners go to first for Bourne.
Now batting from Vanderbilt, center fielder number 34, Braden Holcomb.
I feel like it's kind of a reason why Northeastern maybe was this year as well, as they get that experience playing against the Red Sox in spring training. They were the conference champions this year. Top 25 team going to the NCAA tournament. Did not make it out of its regional though. But really a big step forward for, you know, we're both Boston guys, but playing baseball full time is not really a thing up here.
No.
Called strike starts to Braden Holcomb.
That's why a trip like that to Fenway South in, I think, end of February?
Should be late February, yeah.
Right.
Maybe the early stages of March.
Escape what could be teens degrees.
6-7 inches of snow as well. 0-1, runner from second takes off. Called strike, Eckelman throws down to third. Not in time. Gavin Kelly safe over there, did a weird little tumble as well. He still gets to the bag for the stolen base.
That was a really close play over at third base. I thought Osirouse's tag to Kelly beat him by maybe half a second. Maybe good dive as well by the West Virginia Mountaineer. Puts runners on the corners.
No advancement from Lewis at first, so I mean Kelly usually takes off on his own account. No balls, 2 strikes to Braden Holcomb, who has reached all 3 times in this one. Had a hard infield single to Adrian Lopez last time. 0-2 breaking ball. Eckelman keeps it in front of it as it takes a hop in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th. Bourne 8, Falmouth nothing. Runners at the corners. Rogovic comes set of the belt. His 1-2 breaking ball. Eckelman jumps out from the catcher's spot, throws down to second, gets past Lopez, but backed up by Maroney. No advancement from third by Kelly.
I think that throw down from Eckelman feels 60.
I really like these kind of nights, though, in all honesty. That'll be the day for Andrew Rogovic. We'll talk about the weather, some other things on the other side. Bases loaded for Bourne when we come back. A 9-0 Braves lead with 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Shack is a destination seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly options. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store, located at 147 T-Ticket Highway, and try a slice today.
Welcome back here to our Braves leading 9-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mason, it is the right-hander Dylan McCarthy who makes his Cape Cod debut. He was also a member of the Ocean State Waves just a couple of days ago. He went 11 appearances out of the bullpen for the Waves, a 6.75 ERA. Bases loaded, 1 out. Cal Stefsik with a chance to put the Braves in rule territory. It can be 10 after 7. First pitch, the fastball foul tip just out of the mid by Eckelman.
So to my count, that's 4 Ocean State Waves players for the Falmouth Commodores who appeared in this game and were on Ocean State just a few days ago. And that doesn't even count what we've seen from Reese Bowie, the starter for Bourne, who's been sensational with 11 strikeouts. 5 former Ocean State Wave players.
I'm telling you, there's going to be more players of that team than these 2 teams combined by the end of the night. 0-1. Fastball just inside.
And I think that goes to show something as well. Just a broader scope of summer collegiate baseball. You can have great players, great talent, and it just doesn't click during the course of a smaller sample in a 40-game summer season.
McCarthy will take his talents to Easton, Massachusetts in the fall. 1-1. Breaking ball, poked out foul, first base side. Stonehill College, a team that recently made that jump to Division I just about a couple of years ago. Member of the Northeast Conference. McCarthy awaits the sign from Eckelman. Set the belt. It's 1-2. Breaking ball laced into left center field. That ball is down in front of Mike Anu. We do have that double-digit lead now of 10-0 in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting from Louis, designated hitter number 9, Sebastian Mexico.
Just another solid piece of hitting to the gap in left center field. That's what Bourne's done against the first time they faced a new pitcher, as they do here with McCarthy, and just all night long, 10 runs on 10 hits.
The simple math game. I didn't even know that.
Football in 2025. Did you know the final score of that Hall of Fame game?
34-7.
Oh, wow.
2-1. Petrani ropes it. Just foul down the third base line. Joe Gavina, the third base umpire, was set up just in front of second base. So that was Mike Hinojosa's call from behind home plate. And Cotrani was just a tad early on it. It was a good game for Trey Lance. Wasn't sure if we're going to see DJ Uiagalelei.
Did we?
He did not play.
Okay, I heard before the game the plan was to put Lance for 3 quarters and let Ukulele come in.
I think Lance played into the 4th, I believe.
Yeah.
Petrani skies one into deep right field. Morales back looking up, makes the grab just in front of the track. Runner inches away from a home run, gets denied again just at the track. But he adds another run thanks to an RBI on the sac fly. It is a dozen for the Braves, 12-0. I mean, that's the big bat I've been missing ever since he has been on the other side now. You gone for Ryan Cooney. Pitch. Fastball popped up right side of the infield, shallow side for Maroney, who calls off. Everyone makes the grab for out number 3. 4 more across in the inning for Bourne to make it 12-0 into the 6th. Commodores want to try to keep this one going. They're going to put some runs and maybe even a hit on the board to get things started. To the 6th we go, 12-0 Bourne. Be back after these messages. Major League Baseball is about 2,400 RPM, so to have that basically almost moves more as a sweeper now too, or if it's breaking that much, but to have that much spin on a baseball is still remarkable. 2-1, changeup outside, 3 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff man in Morales. And he was unfortunate his first time up, which feels like forever ago in the 3rd inning, where there's a pop-up just to the right of home plate. Morales threw his bat, and it was called batter's interference on his bat, not the actual person. 3-1, called strike on the top third of the zone. Who spent his freshman season at Bama before transferring out west. Appeared in just 1 game in that freshman season at Bama. 3-2, popped up by Anu out of play. And that's important because, let's say, Falmouth is tied up with Katuitt. Let's say the Commodores win these next two. Katuitt loses the final 2. Well, of course, that Sunday one has to go to Falmouth, but that tiebreaker would belong to Falmouth because they win the season series 3-2.
And that was a misconception we had, because we thought if it goes past record, then you go to winning percentage next, factoring in the ties versus wins.
2-2 is up for ball 3.
But I think if you're a Commodores fan who's holding on to some hope here late into the season, just as you found yourself doing at this time last year, that's going to play in your favor, because again, you could potentially win the season series against Katuitt. You cannot do that against Hyannis, who won that one 4-1.
Yep. Payoff pitch from Baker is a fastball out and away, out of the glove of Cotrani all the way to the backstop. And it's a walk for Mike Anu. Back-to-back to start this frame.
Now batting from Nebraska, designated hitter number 24, Caden.
We never mentioned the opposite of that either, though, as New gets over to first base. 2 on for the Commodores for the first time tonight. This is a Bourne team that is simply win and you're in. Right now, 2nd place in the West Division standings. Bourne well on it, and then some to doing that in terms of picking up win at number 18 on the season and putting itself back into the playoff picture, where Bourne has just been uber successful over the last handful of years.
Scott Landers just came out for a mound visit, and he told the rest of the infield, back up, back up. He just wants to talk to Jackson Baker along with Mark Quattroni. He's allowed 2 walks to begin this 6th inning. And now a conversation with Baker and Quattroni all by their lonesome out on the bump. That meeting will come to an end. 12-0 Bourne in the top. 2-2. 2-2 count to Caden Brumbaugh. Nobody out. Morales at second. New at first. Baker from the first base side. It's 2-2. Just above the letters. Brumbaugh has worked it back full. Taps each side of home plate. Swings the bat forward and comes with an upright stance. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball. It is 3 walks in the inning for Jackson Baker. And the Commodores have them loaded up.
Now batting from Georgia Tech, first baseman number 10, Kent Schmidt.
That's the only thing Baker has done so far in this appearance. This is his first inning on the job. He's yet to have any official inning pitch. He's yet to get an out, but walks the first 3 he sees.
3-hitter in the lineup, Kent Schmidt, with a chance to put the first run on the board for the Commodores. Pitch. Fastball in the dirt, gets away from Quattroni, and Morales comes in to score. So the shutout is gone for Bourne on the wild pitch to make it 12-1. Commodores are on the board.
Not the pitch that Baker wanted following the 3 walks. The Commodores will take it. Again, 1 through the hoop for Falmouth, who still trailed by 11. That 12-run deficit was the Commodores' largest of the season.
1-0. Fastball, another one gets away from Quattroni all the way to the backstop. New comes in to score. So it is a 10-run game on consecutive wild pitches from Jackson Baker. And Caden Brumbaugh also up to 3rd as well in the process. 2 balls, no strikes to Kent Schmidt. Pitch. Called strike on the outer half of the plate. This was a problem last time for Baker as well. Allowed 4 walks in 2 2/3 innings on the job. We allowed 5 earned runs. 2-1. Called strike. On the outer half of the plate at the knees. 2-2 count. Kent Schmidt, runner on 3rd, nobody out.
Located at 147 T-Ticket Highway, and try a slice today.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Welcome back to Doran Park. Riker Waite needing some help getting off the field after a collision with Second baseman Ryan Cooney behind second base. It was a short little ground ball by Schmidt up the middle. The two just kind of ran full one another, but good to see Waite get up under his own power. Did need some help getting off the field. Especially in a game like this too, Ryan. The last thing you want to see is guys get injured as well.
Of course, we've seen John LeGrande had the awkward slide into home where Ken Schmidt threw him out there. That was the day for the St. John's right fielder. So he was replaced, now Riker Waite is replaced. Yeah, certainly. In a 9-run game, it's the last thing you want to see on the field of play.
Yeah. We'll get you at that defensive replacement in just a little bit. Ken Schmidt, the runner on first. A 12-3 Bourne lead in the top of the 6th. Here is Gavin Greger from the left side. Swing and a miss at the changeup. Commodores have scored all 3 runs in this frame to get out of the mercy rule potentially. Bourne does still have a chance in the bottom of the 6th if they tack on one more. Pitch way outside.
And we were scoreboard watching Andrew when Katuit had the walk-off win over Wareham. Why don't we do more of some of the same too at White House Field? It's 3-3 between the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and the Harwich Mariners. Falmouth obviously hoping that the East Division's Harwich Mariners can pull off another walk-off.
1-1. Called Schrank at the letters on the changeup.
We're in the exact same position. How about this? It's a full count with 2 on, 2 out. Winning run is at second base in scoring position for Harwich. We'll give you an update on that.
All right, let's call that one. Ready? 3-2s on that. I just don't know. Sorry. 1-2 here, though. Is a Baker rings him up for the first out of the 6th inning.
Should also note that the awkward play and unfortunate injury record was a single for Ken Schmidt. That breaks up the no-hitter. It takes until midway through the 6th inning to do it.
Commodores also had 2 runs, still without a hit thanks to those 3 walks, a pair of wild pitches from Jackson Baker. Schmidt still at first. Here's Adrian Lopez up for a 3rd time. And has struck out swinging his first 2 plate appearances. First pitch, called strike. Taken all the way by Lopez.
Parker Rosas gets walked for Harwich. Bases loaded, 2 outs now for the Mariners.
I can just feel the suspense through the screen.
A little bit more than the suspense we see here.
I'd say so. 0-1 outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So plenty of defensive changes for Bourne. Drew Wires goes to second base. Ryan Cooney goes to short. Braden Holcomb now to third base. And Gavin Kelly into center field. 1-1 pitch is a called strike. One ball and 2 strikes to Adrian Lopez. Baker rocks. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Slider outside. Lopez caught swinging for the 3rd time tonight.
Now batting from Ohio State, catcher number 25, Nathan Eckelman.
So with the defensive changes, Gavin Kelly has now played all 3 positions out in the outfield tonight. So that's pretty cool.
Goes from right to left too, right? Right, center, then left.
Right, left, center, yeah.
That was close.
Two outs for Mason Eckelman. Pitch, breaking ball, called strike. Eckelman also 0 for 2 with a pair of Ks. Pitch. Fastball, called strike in the top left corner of the zone. Ken Schmidt still standing at first after that RBI single. Lone hit for the Commodores in this one. 0-2. Another breaking ball, this time upstairs.
And we can mention too, outside of that 10-run rule at the moment. Commodores down by 9, so as it stands, this one will go the full 9 innings.
1-2. plunks Eckelman. Got it on the right shin, right foot, if you will. Right above where that leg sleeve is, and he's just kind of hobbling it off as he takes off the arm sleeve and the leg sleeve as well as he stumbles down to first base, definitely favoring his right side.
And same thing we said for Riker Waite. It works on the hit by pitch for Mason Eckelman. You hate to see anyone get hit hard or injured in a 9-run game.
Time called at home plate is Mason Eckelman taking a little bit of time to readjust his bearings. He's a little shaken up on that last pitch. Runners at first and second. Reese Maroney. Pitch. Inside. Maroney walked back in the fifth. Commodores have drawn 4 walks in this one, but 13 strikeouts. 11 of them belonging to the starter in Reese Bowie. 1-0. Called strike on the outer third. One. Up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. We go to the bottom of the ninth between Harwich and Hyannis. There's a potential walk-off chance for the Mariners in that one. 2-1. Called strike on the outer third with the changeup. 2-2 on the way. Curveball, foul back. Maroney off the end of the bat, just got a piece of it. (12-3) the Bourne advantage in the top of the 6th. 2-2 count with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Baker looks into the glove for the sign. That's what he likes from Petrani. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him chasing on the slider outside. And Baker gets all 3 outs in this inning via the strikeouts. Into the bottom of the 6th we go. Bourne 12, Falmouth 3. Back within the mercy rule, Commodores after a 3-spot in that inning. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic clam shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly options. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
I'm Trevor Baumler, right-handed pitcher from TCU, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Bottom 6 from Doran Park. Bourne 12, Falmouth 3. Warm-up pitches. Finishing up for Dylan McCarthy. He's got his 2nd inning out there. Picked up 2 outs in the last inning. Just 1 hit, 1 walk allowed. Drew Wires, the 9th spot to lead things off. Just got a text from Bourne broadcaster Adam Goggin that the Braves are out of position players. So don't be surprised if you see a pitcher hitting in this ballgame. Because technically the 4th spot who just relieved last inning. That's something nice to look forward to.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
First pitch of Drew Ryers, called strike on the inside.
Baker does not have any plate appearances on his bio or anything with his year at Alabama or South Carolina, or his 2 summers playing in summer collegiate leagues.
0-1, breaking ball just high. Wires came out to second base. 1-1, check swing down to first. He went around, said Jeffrey Kinney. That was after John LaGrande left the game due to an injury, and also as well with Riker Waite in that last inning also leaving. 1-2, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Good pitch from McCarthy to get him fishing in the dirt for out number 1. And his first strikeout on Cape Cod.
Yeah, about congratulations to Dylan McCarthy, former Ocean State Wave, on his first Cape League strikeout. 3rd time a Bourne Brave has been struck out today.
5th time around at the top of the lineup for Gavin Kelly. Pitch, breaking ball outside. Mentioned him last inning. He's played all 3 defensive positions.
Everywhere. And I know no baseball at your school of Syracuse University, but talked a lot, Ben and I, Ben from Indiana, me, Maryland. We see guys get 5th plate appearances often.
A lot of runs in the Big Ten, I'm assuming?
A lot of runs. But I don't know how often we see guys get 5th. We'll see 6 plate appearances for these Bourne starters into this game.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like a midweek baseball game where one team uses 6 or 7 pitchers in one game to try to get through it.
2-0, fastball low. What's the highest scoring game you called this spring? Remember off the top of your head?
I don't know if I can be off the top of my head. It was one of those midweek games.
Okay.
Something 12 after 5 in the Big Ten.
Okay.
And they would lose by a run roll on Friday. And then win by a run roll on Sunday. Often. That happened multiple
Really?
times. Yes, that happened multiple times.
5-pitch walk to Gavin
Now
Kelly.
batting from
He's been
Alabama,
on
first baseman number 29,
for a
Jason
4th
Torres.
time. There's 2 RBIs as well to his name. Oh, man.
Pair?
Yeah, it was first game with the Rocky Mountain Vibes last summer.
First game, your introduction?
First game I called. It was 21-15.
Yeah.
First pitch taken to Jason Torres, who's in the ball game.
So I didn't call this game for Maryland this past year, but at Western Carolina in the Saturday game. So Friday they lose 8-7, and Saturday they tie a program. They set a school record with runs.
Chopper to the left side, corralled by Osterhaus, goes the short way to second. The turn in time. The play to first, also in time as well. Double play that ends it in the 6th inning. Give me your answer quick.
35-12, Maryland.
35?
35.
He scored 35 runs?
35 runs for a program record.
Oh my God.
And
they played 9 innings?
He played 9 innings, 35 runs on 27 hits.
Oh my God. Well, you're going to have to run me through the numbers of that in the top of the 7th. I'll run you soon through some numbers of a 36 combined. That 35 runs, my goodness. We won't get to that point in the game, but it's still 12 board after 6 here from Bourne. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, president of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
Top of the 7th inning here at Bourne Park. Game 38 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season, which has been all Bourne Braves over the Falmouth Commodores. 12-3 Bourne advantage. It was a Bourne team that was up 12-0, the largest deficit that Falmouth had faced. Falmouth scored the last 3 runs up and looked to add on, make the score a little bit closer with 8-9-1 due up to face the new Bourne right-hander in Texas Tech's Logan Beavis. Back alongside Andrew Delapiano, I'm Ryan Martin, saying we appreciate you staying with us here and spending your Friday night on Cape League TV. Andrew, a 9-run lead that's been all Bourne, even if that offense has slowed down a little bit. It's just the second scoreless frame we've seen.
Yeah, it's been that offense that was
27 hits, just a little bit of everything.
And the thing is, too, there was no mercy rule at any point. Is there mercy rules in the midweeks?
There's mercy rules for Big Ten play. So that's a Big Ten conference decision, just like the SEC has their rules, Big 12. But in those early non-conference, they just keep going.
That's unbelievable.
It was 9 pitchers utilized for Western Carolina, 5 for Maryland. Joey McManus, who's now of Chatham, getting the start there. He didn't have a great start for Maryland either. Gave up 6 runs. Chris Kopian's been one of the best hitters on the Cape this season, going for Maryland to Texas A&M. He went 4 for 5 with 6 runs and 4 runs batted in. One of those crazy games. This is one of the crazier games we're seeing on Cape Cod as well, with Justin Osterhaus heading to the left side. He'll be the first one to face Sapienza. It's a 12-3 game, and this has been all Bourne since the Bravos scored 7 runs through the first 2 innings.
And that tone was set early on, too. Again, it was a bad start for Torrin O'Hara, and it kind of just is really snowballed from
Now
that.
Alabama, third baseman number 7, Justin Osterhaus.
So with Baker out of the game, Sapienza into the mound for his first inning of work. Again, so many different factors going into this game. This is a game that was delayed an hour from 6 p.m. original start time to 7 p.m. because of heavy rain this morning. And Doran Park being notorious for the least drainable field on Cape Cod, so they just finished some more maintenance innings as they've been doing. First pitch from Matthew Sapienza to the lefty Osterhaus is a fastball that Osterhaus cracks foul down the right side. They're going to stop play for a moment here as young fan gets hit by a foul ball down the right side. Everyone looking to make sure that he's okay. Mark Quattrani, the catcher, is down onto one knee, watching from on field. Bourne Braves athletic training staff have come out of the dugout. So has Jared Saltzlamakia from the Falmouth side. Go check on that fan. We're going to step aside here from Doran Park. 12-3 Bravos with a scary moment in the top of the 7th. We'll give you an update when we have one here on Cape League TV. top of the 7th inning. At sudden has become much bigger than that. You know, the first foul ball for Justin Osterhaus strikes a young fan down the right field line. It's attended to by both medical staffs, personnel on both dugouts. And do not have a status on his condition. And after a long break where both teams left the field, we're back. On Osterhaus, the lefty, runs inside for a ball. It was members of each organization. Jared Saltzmakia out of the Commodores dugout down the right side was one of the first guys out. Take a look. The 1-1 on Osterhaus is skied into right field. It'll get down into fair territory for a base hit. And it's going to be a ground roll double as the right fielder in one right fielder. That's now Fink. Who lets it drop right in front of him. Ground roll double for Osterhaus, who was visibly shaken up. He then moved from his position into a catcher's crouch down the right side as that whole thing unraveled. Matthew Sapienza, again, the pitcher on the mound for Bourne. A 12-3 Bravos lead here. And Osterhaus will walk over to second base after that scary moment.
And that's the guy, you know, you look over at him and he's hunched down, and you want to tell him it's not your fault at all. He just turns on a baseball and hits a foul, and it just happens to strike a fan. But yeah, that was scary.
Antonio Morales from left side. First pitch from Sapienza is taken for a call strike on the inner third. And still some people over there down the right field line. Believe the young fan has left. And is being tended to by medical staff. The athletic trainers for both Bourne and Falmouth came out to take a look and help. 0-1. His fastball spiked the dirt away from the catcher. Quattroni gets into the home plate netting. Osterhaus advances from second to third. He's in scoring position. Still a 12-3 Bourne lead. With Antonio Morales now in a 1-1 count. And again, there's a lot of people to give credit to. In moments like that, you see the real character in people.
Absolutely.
I think Jared Saltzmakia, borderline sprinting out of the Commodores dugout to go check on the young fan. He was one of the first people on the scene. He's joined by pitching coach Todd Carroll over there as well. We saw home plate umpire and Mike Hinojosa consoling Osterhaus. The 1-1 to Morales is a fastball taken upstairs for ball 2. Touching moment, we were unsure if this game would continue. We've seen a couple injuries. Obviously the score is what it is with a 9-run Bourne lead. Just a few more games in the Cape League season. 2-1 to Morales is lofted into straightaway center field. Kelly takes a few steps to his left, catches it for out number 1. Osterhaus will come home from third standing up. It's the 4th run this game for Falmouth. Still a 12-4 Bourne lead on the sacrifice fly by Antonio Morales.
Now batting from Marshall, center fielder number 3, Micah New.
So while that was happening, again, we are scoreboard watching with just 2 games and change left to go in the Cape League season. Big teams to watch right now for Falmouth are Cotuit and Hyannis. Cotuit has already walked off the Wareham Gateman as Micah New steps into the right side for Sapienza. We have another score in a second. First pitch is a breaking ball upstairs for ball 1. To be Cotuit, who walks off Wareham 3-2. And then in Harwich, the Mariners walk off Hyannis in 10 innings, a 4-3 final. That's good.
So that means
fields illuminate the Dorn Park Diamond. Sapienza's 1-2 from the Bright Ambulance. Goes the 1-ball, 2-strike count to Micah New. Again, our thoughts, prayers, and everything with the young fan who was hit earlier this half inning in right field. It's the first injury outside the diamond, but there's been a couple. Riker Waite and John Legrande for Bourne, both leaving due to injuries in the field of play. Not returning, but I'm not sure if they would return. This game was closer either. Sapienza's 1-2. Is a fastball top of the zone. Counts even at 2 apiece. Two-two. Breaking ball. Swing and a miss into the mitt of Quattroni. It's strike 3 on Micah New, his second time being sat down on a strikeout today. First strikeout as well on Cape Cod for Sapienza. The graduate student, after 4 years at Georgetown, delivers a first pitch ball low to Caden Brumbaugh on this righty on righty. 1-0. Here's a fastball that Brumbaugh lines towards the shortstop. And it's right there where follows a foul ball that hits a fan in the stands where you still think about them and hope that's okay, but it's one run across for Falmouth, 12-3 Bourne still entering the home half of the seventh.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are okay.
Back from the 7th inning stretch here at Doran Park. I'm not sure if the Bourne Braves need to stretch up. 12-4 over Falmouth in Game 30 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. Back alongside Andrew Delapiana, I'm Ryan Martin. Falmouth plays 1 run in the top of the 7th. That follows 3 runs in the top of the 6th. Commodores have scored the last 4, but it still makes it an 8-run Bourne lead. 3, 4, and 5 due up in this half inning. It starts with Braden Holcomb, one of the few starters left in this game for the Bravos. It's the success that Bourne's had, but also a few injuries for the Braves in the field. Here's the Vanderbilt righty to face off against a new pitcher. It's Johns Hopkins southpaw Grant Meert. Meert's first pitch is a fastball, swing and a miss, middle by Holcomb. It's 12 runs on 10 hits, no errors so far for Bourne. 4 runs, just 2 hits for the Commodores. Falmouth's committed 2 errors as well. Meert's 0-1. Breaking ball low in the zone by the shoelaces of Holcomb for ball 1. All that scoring, that lead started early for Bourne. Played 2 runs in the bottom of the first, 5 in the bottom of the second. Adds 1 more to make it 8-0 early in the bottom of the third. 1-1 is a fastball that Holcomb skies into right center field. Morales takes a few steps to his right towards the warning track. The right fielder comes out with it for the first out. How about this? We mentioned earlier that it was Bourne who is out of position players. So enter the right-handed pitcher. It's going to be Matthew Sapienza, who is certainly not wearing his own batting helmet. Not from the Alabama Crimson, now transferring there after 4 years at Georgetown.
This is pretty funny.
He'll step into the right-handed batter's box against Meert. First pitch from Meert is fast for ball 1. Question is, the bat's got to come off the shoulder of Sapienza.
You gotta give at least 1 swing. I don't care if it's remotely close. Just take a swing.
12-4 Bourne now. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Meert's 1-0. There's a fastball taken for a called strike on the lower third. Sapienza just looks back at home plate umpire Mike Hinojosa with a smile. His Bourne Braves are up by 8. This is a fun moment with just a few games left to go in the Cape League season. Sapienza midseason addition for Bourne. 1-1. A breaking ball that's inside for ball 2. And every member of that Bourne dugout is at the edge of the fence, on their feet, smile on their face to see their new pitcher with a bat in his hands from the right side. Here it's 2-1. Here's a fastball, fouled out of play into the netting down the right side. This has got to be a guy who has not had much batting experience.
I would say so.
It's one thing for a lot of guys who are position players and pitchers in high school or maybe a couple at bats in college, but you know with the reaction from Bourne, this guy is in unfamiliar territory. 2-2. Here's a fastball, jammed at foul again down. Sapienza spoils it off. Keeps the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
This is the part I do miss somewhat about the National League, of seeing the pitcher hit. The teammates get excited. It's fun.
Sapienza activated just last week on July 24th. New guy with the Bravos. 2-2 again. Here's a fastball. Sapienza grounds over the head of Mirt to the third baseman Ostros. Throws to first base, but Sapienza is safe. That's a fun moment in a lopsided game. Been a couple of dreary moments in this game too. Sapienza beats out the throw to first base for a 1-out single. Even Grant Mirt has to smile about it. And how about this? It's Mirt who throws the ball over to the Bourne dugout to give to Sapienza in this 8-run game.
That's phenomenal. That's, oh my goodness. That's hilarious.
So it's Sapienza on with the 1-out single. Here's the next batter, and Fink. First pitch, a fastball, swing through for strike 1. And so many defensive replacements into this game. One of them coming off the bench is Nathan Fink, rising junior at Sam Houston State. Sees Mirt, so 1, the pitch. It's a curveball, taken for a called strike on the outer third. Makes the jump up to Sam Houston State, coming from Florida Southwestern. Right-hander playing in his second game. He was 3 for 4 yesterday in the loss to Hyannis. 0-2. Is a fastball, swing and a miss. Strike 3 for Grant Mirt, his first strikeout in this game. It's the second out in the home half of the 7th. Keeps Sapienza off of first base.
Number 9, Sebastian, Mexico.
Still 12-4 in favor of Bourne. The Bravos have led this game since the first inning concluded. Sebastian Mexico from the left side. First pitch is a changeup that Mexico slaps to the left side. Left fielder in Gregor takes a few steps to his right and pulls down the third out in this inning. Fun moment as Sapienza gets over to first base with the single. Mirt smiling off the field. It's still a 12-4 Bourne lead. We enter the top of the 8th here from Doran Park. 6 more outs for the Commodores to use to cut into this 8-run deficit. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, president of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber
gets over to first base deservedly. Back on the mound to pitch and is to his second inning of work. The right-hander will face 3, 4, and 5 in this Commodores lineup. Ken Schmidt, Gavin Gregor, and Adrian Lopez look to break into this Bourne Braves 8-run lead. Commodores just have 6 outs to use. Back alongside Andrew Del Piano, I'm Ryan Martin saying thanks so much for sticking with this roller coaster of a Game 38 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season with us on Cape League TV. Start off with the left-hander Ken Schmidt. This game's had a little bit of everything, Andrew.
These two-way guys are just getting out of control now. It's unbelievable the way this game has evolved.
So you think Sapienza, who does not have a collegiate at-bat, but gets a bunt single here on Cape Cod, call him a two-way player officially?
He's batting 1,000 in his collegiate career, including this game, so.
First pitch from the righty. Is a changeup called for a first strike inside on Schmidt. Schmidt's 1 for 3 today so far. Has 2 strikeouts. That's rare for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. Sapienza's no ball, 1 strike pitch. Is a fastball. Schmidt slaps into center field. It is Kelly, takes a few steps to his right, catches it on a jump for the first out. Their one and only lead over Chatham. Radiant lefty here, still facing Matthew Sapienza. And Andrew, it's been a bit of a crazy game Down to the top of the 8th with 1 out. It's hard pressed that we didn't mention it yet, but it's your 21st birthday today. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
First pitch to Gregor is a ball inside.
I think I completely forgot about it,
Did you?
to be honest, yeah.
August 1st.
This game's been a long one.
Andrew Delapiana's birthday today, turning 21 years young. Sapienza's 1-0 is a fastball that Gregor swings through atop the zone. I won't even lie to you. We had a whole sideline hit planned out with Ben Haller.
Are you
It's
serious?
Be a special moment. This is not the game to do it. And with still a 12-4 Bourne lead, this game gets out of hand quickly in the Bravos' favor. 1-1 from Sapienza. It's a fastball that Gregor lines foul down the right side. It was going to be a surprise. We're going to say it was a different sideline hit.
Okay.
And
I've
then-
done that to you guys a couple of times before
and
already.
then Ben
so.
was going to come on and say, actually, just wanted to wish Andrew Delapiana a happy
Oh
21st
my
birthday.
God. Where is he right now? Well, he's over there.
He's way
That's
over
okay.
there.
I'll talk to him
A
later.
couple of good Commodores interns here. 1-2 from Sapienza is a fastball that Gregor swings through. It's going to be a strike 3 on Gregor, his second strikeout in as many at-bats. 2 outs now in the top of the 8th. 12-4 Commodores lead for the righty Adrian Lopez. 21 years old.
Yeah.
Crazy feeling.
Yeah, I woke up with some serious back pain today. My hip was all out of place.
Just sounds like a normal day for you, though.
Oh,
As be
yeah,
one of your
it's-
roommates
you're
here on
not
Cape
wrong,
Cod.
yeah.
Sapienza is a changeup, taken for a called strike on the outer third. But we do wish you a happy birthday. Thankful
you
for
very
everything you've
much.
done through 38 games of the Cape League season here. 0-1 from Sapienza is a changeup that Adrian Lopez swings it to. And a crazy game here. Any birthday plans looking forward to after this one?
Just want a nice, good meal when we get back. That's all I'm
0-2
really
from
looking for right
Sapienza
now.
is outside. Credits to the Bourne broadcasters, though, and Devin
Yes.
Jarvis and Adam Gotkin. What did they do today for you?
They brought me a cupcake from Stop and Shop, but
Love it.
Devin lied and said he homemade it, but I knew he was capping right away.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then you brought up the jar and they received
Yeah,
the
it
shot.
had a nice fragrance to it, but it smelled good.
Sapienza's 1-2 goes low and away for ball 2. Looked like a good one.
It was massive, too. It wasn't your average, cupcake. It
Big
had some
frosted
good
ones and
size to
everything.
it.
Sapienza's 2-2 with 2 outs. It's changeup that runs upstairs to run the count full on Lopez. Lopez looking to avoid the golden sombrero. He's 0 for 3 today with 3 swing strikeouts. He celebrated his birthday earlier in this Cape League season. He got to go to Fenway Park because it was an off day. Watch the Red Sox play as he was here. Sapienza's payoff is a fastball just outside for a full count walk. Adrian Lopez looks over to the back kids with the Commodores, puts a smile on his face as he has some new accessories to give to one of the Commodores' back kid. Lopez takes first, extends the top of the 8th inning for Eckelman.
That's got to feel good for Lopez, too, especially with the struggles he's had in this game. He's messing around with Quinn Stromberg over there at first base. Just need kind of some feel-good at-bats right now to take into the weekend.
First pitch to Mason Eckelman. It's a fastball taken inside for ball 1. Again, this was a game that the Commodores go down 12-0. A couple injuries to Bourne. Unfortunate injury that we're still thinking about for a young fan in right field who got hit by a foul ball with an ambulance that came out. 1-0 is a fastball that Eckelman gets a piece of. Off the mitt as well of Quattroni. 1 ball, 1 strike now to the Ohio State catcher. But when you talk about a roller coaster of a game, a little bit of everything. Game that's looking like it will go 9 innings as the Commodores down by just 8. They avoid that 10-run rule that they beat Hyannis by a couple games ago. 1-1 to Eckelman. Runner goes to Lopez, swing and a miss from Eckelman. There will be no throwdown by Quattroni, so Lopez takes second base for now a 1 ball, 2 strike count to Mason Eckelman. Eckelman's 0 for 2 so far today. Got hit by a pitch, hit his forward-facing right thigh. 1-2 is a changeup that Eckelman takes a check swing at and fouls it down the left side. Lopez goes back to second base. Rare runner in scoring position for the Commodores, who have plated all 4 runs across these last 2 innings now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mason Eckelman. A 12-4 Bourne lead. Partner, just 2 more games to go for this Commodores team as well. Outwear him tomorrow, then Katuitt on Sunday. He's dwindling down quickly.
And the Commodores absolutely need both of those games now.
1-2 to Eckelman. On base in the form of Adrian Lopez. More than likely, the last time we'll see the Bourne Bats in 12-4 Bravos lead. We'll give them to you next on Cape League TV.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
Bottom of the 8th inning, right by the Sagamore Bridge in Bourne, Massachusetts. We're at Doran Park. Here's some young fans still in attendance here for a game that is now close to 3.5 hours old. Mark Quattroni, nicknamed Monster Mark, here at Doran Park. Here's the first pitch of the inning. Fastball runs outside for ball 1.
And his story to Notre Dame is a cool one. Carson Tinney, who's now going over to Texas, was the previous All-American catcher at Notre Dame. And when we spoke with Mark about his commitment to Notre Dame, he said his advisor told him to make a list of 30 schools he was interested being in the portal in.
And 1-0 is fouled back by Quattroni to even the count.
And Notre Dame was not one of those 30 schools. And it was a lot of
30 schools, though.
He put down 30 schools, and most of them were ACC schools, because a lot of them were in the market for a catcher. Notre Dame was not on his radar at all. And Tinney transfers to Texas, sees a void there, gets a visit for Notre Dame. 2 days later, commits there later that week.
Commits. 1-1 from here. It's a fastball that goes outside for a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Interesting story. He's going to have big shoes to fill, too, with Tinney heading to Texas.
First-team All-American.
Right. Tinney with the Brewster Whitecaps, as he's been since late of his own for a college strike, too.
These are some smart schools battling right now.
How about the Cornell, 2-time All-Ivy League selection? That's for athletics. The academics not too far behind for Mark Quattroni. And the molecular and cellular biology major, Grant Meert. I can't even say it. 2-2. His fastball runs low to even the count out, or to make the count run full. And you had that story on Meert a couple days ago when we were back at the Gov. A great story about Meert being a molecular and cellular biology major. I'll get it there. Not only doing that, but doing it while holding a 4.0 GPA.
Yeah.
Payoff pitch from Meert. His fastball spoiled away into the home plate netting by Quattroni.
Yeah, he was the only D3 athlete in the sport in baseball, D3 specific, to have that. He got honored while playing in the D3 World Series down in Ohio.
Just must be something about those waters at the universities in the state of Maryland. Johns Hopkins up in Baltimore.
Some smart schools there.
Yeah, University of Maryland's up there. I am biased. Payoff from Meert is a fastball. Quattroni skies into the dark night sky, into the shallow infield. Right side for the second baseman, Reese Maroney, but it'll drop right in front of him. Maroney overran it, took it a few steps to his left, and it drops towards his right. Quattroni's on as the leadoff man in the home half of the 8th. Quattroni's on first base. Strauss at third base. Over to first as he gets to his feet, but not in time. An impressive play by Osterhaus just to keep that one in the infield. An impressive play by Osterhaus just to keep that one in the infield. Wires beat from Justin. Love to be looked at for a moment. His shortstop and one of the best friends on the team, Adrian Lopez, comes to have a word with him.
That was a tremendous stop to even keep that in the infield. He went full extension, more so on the edge of the grass into left field. That throw just short-armed a little bit. He had to really get up quickly and make that play.
Moves up to second. Wires takes his place at first base. With leadoff man, Ellie. He's played right field, then left, now in center with so many substitutions and replacements. Meert's first pitch is a changeup taken for a call break on the inner third. And the very rare 6th plate appearance into this game for Gavin Kelly. He's 2 for 3 today, scored 3 of the 12 runs for Bourne. He's been walked twice. Meert's 0-1. Here's a changeup low and away for ball 2. It's been a marathon of a game. It's over 3.5 hours old here between the Bravos and the Commodores. These are 2 big points for either team, even with this game being so up and down.
And with the win, the Braves clinch a spot in the postseason.
Right now, the 2nd seed in the West Division. Meert's 1-1. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike on the outer third. And we were explaining off air that this one game will be a loss for the Commodores. And what does that mean if you're going into the final 2 games of the season if Falmouth wants to hang on by that thread in the bottom of the West Division?
Well, now they both need losses from in those final 2 games and a win in those final 2. A balk called on Meert, so runners go to 2nd and 3rd. But so good thing Falmouth does play one of those teams on Sunday.
Makes it a little easier.
But you do need losses from both those teams tomorrow as well as a win. So you're looking at a tough hill to climb. And also, too, Ryan, we should note that Wareham, with that loss tonight, Bourne going to win this ball game. They'll now be a tie for first place in the West Division.
1-2 to Kelly. Ball upstairs and away of the catcher Eckelman. So on the play, Quattrani scores from home. Wire 6 spot at third base. It's going to be a Bourne win here. But Andrew, maybe it's going to be a Bourne win here. But Andrew, maybe the silver lining for Falmouth, who's hanging on by a thread. Again, you play Katuitt if you're Falmouth on Sunday. Series decider. Maybe the season decider, the 2-2 from Meert, and is outside for a full count. The only game out of your control is Hyannis at Orleans. That's a good Firebirds team that'll be hosting the Harbor Rocks at Eldridge Park tomorrow night. If Orleans takes care of business in that game, then Falmouth just needs 2 wins in the last 2. They'd be in.
And Orleans, too, playing their best baseball right now. They just jumped to 6 games over 500.
Here's full count pitch. Fastball skied by Kelly. Tails foul down the right side.
Kind of a surprise out of nowhere, too, because Orleans has kind of been hanging around the weeds in that 4 spot in the East Chatham's been more so stuck in that 5 spot, but their pitching has been phenomenal. And also the offense has always kind of been the downfall of that team, but if you're not allowing runs, you're not allowing runs, you're going to win a lot of games.
Here's payoff again. Is a fastball that Kelly just watches at the top of the zone. A full count walk to the West Virginia Mountaineer puts runners back on the corners. 1 out in the home half of the 8th inning, a 13-4 Bourne lead for Jason Torres. And Torres can just use a sacrifice of any kind or score through wires from third base. This game would be over. The 10-run rule for Bourne.
Also, too, for Katuitt next game, playing this Bourne team tomorrow. And that's going to be a hungry Bourne team that is looking to lock up the #1 overall seed in the West Division, so still plenty to play for them.
Go from wanting to beat Bourne to wanting to Bourne to win the next day.
Exactly, there you go.
First pitch to Torres. And there's the ball 1, so correct that. You have 2 games obviously out of your control.
Yep.
You need the win for Bourne tomorrow, and everyone becomes Orleans fans on Main Street in Falmouth. Trying to see if the Firebirds can pull off an interdivision win against Hyannis. 1-0 is taken for a call strike. Change up middle. Works for Grant Meert.
And then you also look at Sunday as well, because you do need to beat Katuitt, and for Hyannis to lose that one. They're playing Wareham, who also might be